We ain't finished yet.
Style. I get a brand new bitch and get a brand new bag. Can't go out too fast. Work too hard just to get like this. Why would a nigga gon' act like that? Man, the shit too sad. Had to go and get the heart away. Man, I almost get my heart away. Gotta eat, won't start today. Cause a nigga ain't got time to waste. Gotta make another bad today. I could really let a tear fall. Still believing that my time is coming. On my knees and then I prayed for it. The sun gon' shine after the rainstorm. I've hidden all my pain and never showed as my trials and tribulations get recorded. When I've hidden all my pain up in these verses, I catch a vibe and turn into a poet. I've been traumatized from this paranoia. I got PTSD from this life I've been living. And I ain't crying by the hand life dealt me. I understood I can only play what I'm given. I killed Tato by a headshot. Got nightmares of his blood on. Got a shower and gone, I saw my dog get dropped. Fuck I said to his mom's now. He was cooking dope, got a trap and serve. He was booming them bricks right up out of the kitchen. Was flipping birds and chopping heads off. Won't stop chasing, gotta feather this chicken. You sat us down and touched our heads off. He was hard-headed, no we didn't wanna listen. I didn't think it all go down bad. Last drop, gotta do one more mission. I couldn't imagine living like how I live. My apartment leased out and still paying rent. So I'm on a mission just to run up a check. Cause I'm having dreams of a white picket fence. I didn't buy a single thing that they sold me. They tried to sell it cause they knew I was broken. They're celebrating, popping bottles of Moe. And now my heart is drifting out to get a brand new bitch and get a brand new bag. I can't go out like that. I'm staying in my lane but I need to slow down cause life moving too fast. I hope I just don't crash. Them crackers on my ass. If I pop another Addy and I pull another fold, then a nigga might just not last. That's a whole nother part of me. Look at how you done ended things. Yeah, don't know what your intentions. Don't know what you even saw in me. Yeah, I'm chasing the bag and I'm still chasing more. Running the rocks and I'm selling up dope. Spend time with you, I ain't spending no more. Cause as soon as I wake up, then I gotta go. But I gotta go harder, do it for all the things that I never can have. Fuck the old bitch I was fucking who got in the way and almost made me fumble the past. This new chick I got, she don't get in the way. Our connection like Wi-Fi with no strings attached. And I can't wait to get her home out of them clothes cause Lil' Shawty too fine to fuck. If you keep it 100, I got you baby. Is this gonna be forever or temporary? All this shit going on got you going crazy. Promise to be the rock of your foundation. But I need you right now and I can't wait. I just need me some hair, had a long day. But to me baby, that's just some foreplay. Cause right after you know that I'm going crazy. If you keep it 100, I got you, baby. Is this gonna be forever or temporary? All this shit going on got you going crazy. Promise to be the rock of your foundation. But I need you right now and I can't wait. I just need me some hair, had a long day. But to me, baby, that's just some foreplay. Cause right after you know that I'm going crazy. That's a whole nother part of me. Look at how you done ended things. Yeah, don't know what your intentions. Don't know what you even saw in me. Yeah, I'm chasing the bag and I'm still chasing more. Running the rocks up, I'm selling up dope. Spend time with you, I ain't spending no more. Cause as soon as I wake up, then I gotta get a brand new bitch and get a brand new bag. Can't go out too bad. Work too hard just to get like this. Why would a nigga gon' act like that? Man, the shit too sad. Had to go and get the heart away. Man, I almost get my heart away. Gotta eat, won't start today.
T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
LadyChann! Fight!
Yo,
Hey girl, it's LadyChann representing none less from the Sun Cycle fam, and welcome to Come Box with Shan. We're in the blood clot booties. Kaboom! What up? I'm looking a little tall right now. Okay, what up, people? What up, doll? She is I and I'm her. I'm here in the booties. Okay, so today's rules are, so the members can be on the panel. If you'd like to join the members to be on the panel, you can. If you don't want to be a member but want to be on the panel, you will have to donate a £5 or $5 super chat. If not, it's all good in my hood. We're going to get on with it. Okay, let me do the members only roll call. If you do need the link, let me know with the super chat. Okay, so we have Andrew H in the bootism, Monica Boxing in the bootism, Don Juan in the bootism, Ben Adams in the bootism, Stephen T in the bootism, ERF Boxing in the bootism, Mark in the bootism, Slim Boxing Commentary in the bootism, Mark Niggity Nash in the bootism, Dub Rightside in the bootism, My Art to the Left in the bootism, G-Style Mi Hermano in the bootism, Devil Beats in the baptism. Jimmy McClenley in the baptism. Ringside Reporter Live in the baptism. Queen Lisa Bells in the baptism. AJ All Day in the baptism. Charlo in the baptism. King TJ RIP in the baptism. Upload type El Primero ya tú sabes in the notification. Dr. P in the baptism. Mi hermano Ricky Ricardo in the baptism. King Boxing, what up, LadyChann, in the baptism. Pitbull in the baptism. Boxing God in the baptism. Zara in the baptism. I think there's actually some people that I can take off. Sports, I don't know if Sports 7's on. I'll recheck because I know there was a slight adjustment in the members in the baptism. Ahmed in the baptism. Hector Garcia, mi esposo número uno, in the baptism. Donald Banks in the baptism. Zandy in the baptism. Consonery in the baptism. Palmerine, the Queen, in the baptism. And that's where we leave it. Because I remember some adjustments, but I will recheck the memberships to see who's dropped off, who's added, or whatever. Okay, so let me get. Oh yeah, I've got to let you know where we are. It's the weekly wrap up Shiggity show in the booties. That's right. I'm introducing, introducing, introducing. It's Kenny Ken and AJ, Alex. Ding, 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 ding. What up, Joe? In the booties. Kaboom. What's up, guys?
Hello.
Hi. What's
hey,
up?
Ken. How you doing, man? What's up, Chan?
Kenny Ken,
How you doing? You okay?
Yeah, we
I'm
here.
all right.
How are you, Ken?
Yeah.
Long
Hey, Chan,
time no
Chan,
see.
could you get what up, though, on a t-shirt? What up, though, on a t-shirt? Like,
on a t-shirt, yeah, and in the Bill Disney as well.
hell yeah. Oh, yeah, especially the Bill Disney. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's coming soon, actually. Yeah. Yeah. Shouts out, Kenny Ken. No Arsenal robe today.
Arsenal, we've Man City won the title. We were leading virtually all season and we threw it away. So, you know, it's really, really annoying. I'm really annoyed. But, you know, not even a boxing could cheer me up. And there were some really good fights. I want to say congratulations, firstly, to Chantel Cameron and also to DEVIN Haney. You know, whatever you think about the fight, two bigger fighters, you know, won their fights. You know, Chantel Cameron was way too big for, you know, Katie Taylor. And DEVIN Haney used his size advantage to his advantage.
Hold up, we're going to talk about it. Let me just members. Let me get this members, and then you can do your synopsis because you always remind me of the some of the other bits on the card as well, Kenny Ken as well. So we've got a new Shannaholic, a returning Shannaholic.
Me bar rat-a-tat-a-tat-a, brain splatter, what's the matter? Just start up, don't time, the body try scatter, pick pattering up all over your body, now your bruise and batter, tap, shatter, you never should do Allah.
Shouts out to Ivo, you're back in the Oostania. Knew that was the only way that you get on panel today. So, yeah, no, you got to do what you got to do if you want to come on. Yeah, those are the terms and conditions. Got to give my members perks and, you know, and perks of the job. Perks of the job. So, okay, Kenny Ken, sorry, resume. Sorry.
Well,
Yeah,
first,
Chantel Cameron.
yeah, first we've got to go to Dublin, the main event. You know, Chantel Cameron for me was the favourite. I know Katie Taylor had the partisan crowd in the Republic of Ireland. Every bit of success she had, they lapped up, and it wasn't that much success, to be honest. A lot of her punches weren't landing as clean as she liked, and her ability to nick rounds, you know, didn't do her any good in that fight. You know, the fight we're going to look at after the Chantel Cameron, which is the main event of our discussion, it was basically two battles, too big a fighter using body punches to win their matches. Chantel Cameron to the body was fantastic, and the inside uppercut was just unbelievable. I thought she won the fight. Out of 10 rounds, I think she won 8 of them. I only gave Katie Taylor 2 rounds. I thought all around she used her size, and she has deceptive, speed of hand and foot. But what she did is that she kept on moving. She didn't take any rounds off. She wasn't greedy like a lot of fighters when they fight Katie Taylor, get greedy and then get knackered, and she nicks the last bit of the fight like she did with Serrano. This time it wasn't happening. Intense pressure. She just sat on her, body punch, in and out of there. Yeah, Katie Taylor had a few flurries, but mostly landing there. But congratulations.
Yep. Congratulations to Chantel Cameron. Right, let's talk about Chantel Cameron first let's talk about that fight. AJ, we watched it. I went live. I did 2 back-to-back lives for that night.
I was present.
Yeah, had a load of fun. It was really fun. It was a fun night. I had a good time rocking out with Charles, you know. Talk to me about the Chantel Cameron fight.
Yeah, I'm with Ken, man. I think on the eye test I didn't score it round by round, but I was we were all in the assumption that Chantel pretty much won comfortably. Yeah, you know, there was no dispute, no debate.
Yeah,
no need to rewatch. I mean, I kind of would like to just to score it round by round, but it's not really a necessity to do so, in my opinion. So, but I mean, I've got no issues with the winner. Thank God they didn't. It seems a lot lately with matchroom cards, the away fighters seem to be getting the rub of the green. You know what I mean? I was just on a live earlier and I stated this. It's like a lot of matchroom fighters. Just the A-side fighters are losing in their hometowns to the other person or opponent who beat them fair and square. Like it just happened with Katie Taylor and Chantel Cameron. It happened with Josh Warrington. Even Jack Medaliev, he lost. And
Terry Harper.
Terry Harper, yep. As well. I mean, she got knocked out, but
Lee Wood, remember Lee Wood as well. Lee Wood lost to Lara.
Yep, as well. Yeah. So I'm just talking about like just when fights go to distance and on points, it's like a lot of the person who we feel should have got denied. There's no like hometown decision or home cooking going on. You know what I mean? So
yeah. And what did you think of the Chantel Cameron fight of the way she fought and that?
A great game plan. She used aggression, used her size. Busted Kaylee up in the exchanges. Katie just couldn't really do anything to deter her, in my opinion. And honestly, I think that as the fight wore on, the pace set in, and she started to tire. And Chantel just, she remained the same. Her pace remained the same, or she just got stronger as it went on. Lost, just won comfortably. And honestly, I don't really see what else Katie could do in a rematch. I would suggest to probably box, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, but now we got the rematch is coming. So, the question is it going to take place at 140 and 135 like Chantel wants? She wants to go down and take Katie's belts there too. So, and this is just my question. Like, what is the state in the contract what weight the rematch takes place at? Is that like stated? I'd like to know if somebody could clarify that for me.
Maybe it doesn't. It could have. It may have, but it may not have. It may not.
Yeah.
For her to have suggested it, probably hasn't stated that.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, because like, does she have a choice? You know, because if she doesn't have a choice, then it's like it's going to be a 140. It's kind of like the connect.
As stated, it probably isn't. She isn't tied just to do it to 140. Is what I'm saying.
Because I'm thinking of Canelo Bivol too. Bivol said he wants to fight Canelo again on 168 himself, so he wants to go. So that's what it reminds me of.
To happen, yeah, I guess. What are you going to say, Ken?
No, again, I think, you know, when they talk about weights, I think, you know, money sort of talk a lot. You know, it's a big fight. Shannon Cameron is going to be the A side, you know, and, you know, to be honest, it could be held anywhere in the UK and Ireland, and it'll pack out. Because Katie Taylor's just an icon. She's, you know, let's face it, right? Her and Carissa Shields are probably, you know, when it comes to women's boxing, there's only those two who stand out. Although, you know, Katie Taylor's got an L, but it's interesting because, you know, in the amateurs, Katie Taylor beat Chantel Cameron.
Right.
So, you know, she just showed you that, you know, Chantel was a growing girl, had a great game plan by Jamie Moore, you know, who followed, who basically was working with the late and great Oliver Harrison. And, you know, we sadly lost a few years back with cancer. So, Kate, you know, Jamie Moore took over. He ran his gym for him, took over for him, and you know, and he's right process. So I'm really happy for Jamie Moore. But one thing is that, you know, the crowd in Ireland are very partisan. But again, I have to call out Mike Costello. His commentary was just unbelievably biased. I mean,
I didn't hear it because I mean,
someone's got to do something about him. See, either have a word with him or just get rid of him, send him back to TalkSport Live because it's just bad. Every punch that Katie Taylor did when it was a furry, he was going absolutely mad. Andy Lee, who's actually Irish, who's Irish, you know, and Alicia Bongardner, both of them, you know, scored it fairly, and they never shied away from Cameron. I think, you know, they're pretty generous in that, you know, Bongardner had her up by 3, and I'm sure Andy Lee had her up by maybe 1 or a couple of rounds, which was generous, but at least they acknowledged that she won the fight, and Tony Bellew again acknowledged it as well. But
he did.
Mike Costello just put a cork in it, mate. Put a cork in it.
That Alicia's scorecard was actually on point, wasn't it, Chan?
Yeah.
Huh?
Alicia's scorecard was on point, actually.
Alicia's
That's kind of how I thought. Yeah,
was on point. It definitely was. It was. Yeah, her scorecard was yeah. She was accurate. And I know people was probably looking at her side-eyeing her. What, you ain't got Katie winning? Nah, she was right. They basically looked at her scorecard and they just thought to themselves, nah, Lisa, you're wrong. Get the fuck out of here.
Hate it.
You know,
to Alicia, you got it right.
the problem we've got with boxing and boxing judges and fans, and we're going to get it in the next fight. We're going to analyse the main one, which we're really here for.
Mm-hmm.
Just because someone's got fast stands, they throw combinations doesn't mean they land. Probably only one of them are landed.
Right.
And you saw that with Katie Taylor. Yes, she threw some good combinations. Yes, she caught with right hands for right hook. But the fact of the matter is that Chantel Cameron was retaliating. Yes, she was ordering the punches. She got caught with her head up, but she went down to the body, got inside, used the uppercut and dominate the fight. It was actually the body punch and the uppercut. And that's what neutralised Katie Taylor. Katie Taylor wasn't able to do what she does in a lot of fights in the later rounds where a lot of the opponents are spent because they're trying to knock her head off because they think they knock a knockout against her. She wasn't able to, you know, see it out. And that, you know, was excellent tactics. You have to look at the Serrano fight. Serrano got really, really greedy. Greedy, was hurting her, and just thought, bang, right hand, bang, bang, and then out of gas. Katie Taylor nicked off her.
Yeah, I just think, Chantel Cameron is just obviously someone just to keep watching. She's a really good fighter. I did say straight on the live, like, if I was Chantel Cameron, I would lose the £5, move down to 135 and challenge Katie for her belts in the rematch. And then lo and behold, there was a news report like afterwards, like, yeah, great minds think alike, you know, just call me Buckstradamus. Go and take Katie's belts. May as well, passing off the torch, 2-division undisputed champ, you know. I'm hearing that Katie Taylor is definitely taking the rematch. And I don't know where that leaves the Serrano fight. I think she should basically just not fight Chantel Cameron unless she doesn't mind getting beat back to back and do it at 130, 135. And then, God, no, actually.
Yep, I'm in agreement with that. I think just fight Amanda next. Just, see if you can make that fight.
You should just go to Amanda and retire.
Yeah,
let me
money
do
is.
Charles. Hang on, super chat. Shouts out to D-Style Boxing for dropping that $2 on your girl. The social media effect on judges. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, commentators. Social media effects on commentators, not judges as such. It's commentators.
Yeah, definitely. But I think it was a good fight. I did pitch for Katie Taylor to win, but before, when the live had just started, I said, imagine she gets like what happens to Canelo. She loses on her homecoming, like how Canelo did on Cinco de Mayo. And then like we kind of was like, nah, but that's not going to happen, is it? And then lo and behold,
Yeah. I say just fight Amanda again because originally Chantel wasn't part of the plan. She wasn't. I mean, Amanda was always part of the plan. So so that's what I'm saying. Just let the rematch go. I know she probably won't. Let that go. Fight Amanda and win or lose, call it a career. That's it.
If she does that, I don't know, but she can't beat Chantel Cameron at this stage in her life. I mean, Chantel Cameron's not mad younger than her, but she's 4 years. That still makes a difference. Early 30s.
She's in her prime. She's in her prime right now.
Yeah, she's still in her prime. Katie's not.
She's kind of past her prime because she's turning 37 in a month, I think.
She's going to be 37, so she'll be out of her prime, yeah. And just Chantel Cameron, like we saw it with the Delphine Pursoon, though, those types of fighters, the big girls, like with power, give Katie problems. I mean, she was gifted that decision with Delphine Pursoon on especially the first fight. So it was really, we should have just, I think we was predicting over hope or because of the event, like she is going to go home, she won't get beat because she's going to get, even if it's close rounds, surely
she'll still get the decision. She'll still get it.
Her way that she'll get the decision.
The thing is that it wasn't close. You know, we were robbed of another fight. A fight with Terry Harper, and was it the woman from Noises?
Cecilia Breakers. Yeah.
Cecilia Breakers. Yeah, she woke up with flu-like symptoms. I'd like to see that because, Terry Harper's, got a lot of proof, after the loss to Bon Gardner, but it would have been a good experience for her because, Breakers. Yeah. So it would have been. It's a shame about that, but apart from that, that was a fight I really, really watched because I just looked at the way I looked at both their previous fights. Chantel Cameron just has to fight for for the full 10 rounds. She wins this comfortably, and she did.
Comfortably, I didn't even score it, and I was just like, that you just could see it. Yeah, Katie Taylor's really getting beat. That one was really focused on. Was like, wow, like she's getting beat. The beating was in the booties. Wow, I felt bad, but it's what happens. It's boxing, isn't it?
You step up and wait. You constantly fight the best. Yeah, you're going to take an L.
Yeah, it's what happens. Definitely, you take an L.
Respect, but that's how you should beat a bigger fighter when you fight a smaller fighter. That's how you do it. You don't just do it at range. You go in and sit on top of them and just put power behind your punches and go to their bodies. It don't end well when you go to their bodies. Don't like it. It stops. It knackers them out. It stops them from the late flurries, and judges like that because you can't when you get punched to the body. There's no dispute. There's no covering up where it might have hit the arm or anything. When you hit the body, I could even feel the pain. I could see this grimace in her fight, and then when she went down, get with the uppercut as well. Great tactics. Open up the body, bang.
Her combos were great, Ken. Her combos was great. She took the wind out of Katie Taylor's sails. she pulled Katie Taylor into her fight. And I knew that's where it was starting to go wrong, because I was like, Taylor's fighting her fight. You're now trying to fight in the pocket with the bigger, stronger girl, wasn't it, AJ? Like the bigger puncher. It's
I mean, because honestly, that's what that Kate probably thought. Okay, that's just what I'll have to do, because like she's usually, because when she started flailing, like she started that flailing shit she does,
yeah,
like more, and it wasn't working. It wasn't working, and like Katie, Chantel just kept under pressure, kept outworking her, outlanding her, and even Katie didn't have the power to keep her off.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Oh well, shouts out to Katie Taylor, but I mean, don't do that now. Don't go back into this fight. Well, like I said, fighters never know when to just call it a game.
No, I mean, sometimes they have to learn the hard way, which is sad, So, I mean, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, like take Lee Wood, for instance. Like take Lee Wood, for instance. If he gets knocked out again, he's gonna probably wish he hadn't did that rematch this weekend. So, but it is what it is. I respect it. I still respect it, though.
Yeah, shouts out to him for being brave. So, Go ahead, Ken.
No, I'm just thinking, it's only be natural for her to want to fight the fight that she's beating. Because, she's always going to go back and say, I've beaten her before. She's beaten me in my own turf. I've got to right that wrong. So, although the Serrano fight would probably bring her more money, pride will want to think, nah, mate. She probably still thinks she's better than, Cameron, and she want to revenge it. But, someone needs to set her down and tell her to watch the fight again. Doesn't mean she won't win the rematch, but it's going to be really, really difficult.
She won't.
What she'll do something stupid, take some risks, and she might even get knocked out. Yeah,
it's the style matchup. At this point in her career, in her life, listen, Chantel Cameron was a pressure fighter, just pressured. Pressure. Katie tried in the beginning to keep her at the end of the stick. That didn't work. Cameron was just kind of just stalking and walking her down. And so in the end, Katie's like, fuck it, let me try this tactic. Fought in the pocket, with her fast hands. It was admirable. But you saw Cameron's face at the end. She was pretty punched up. Her face is
she was marked. Yeah.
Marked up. So that's Katie's fast. With that accumulative punches, and those shits will mark up your face. But it didn't deter Chantel Cameron, and Katie's braid, cane rower, plait, whatever you.
Yeah, that.
Out by round 2, Ken. That left the boot.
Yeah.
And that's what made it look like she was getting battered, Ken, because her plait come out.
And if it's, I was watching it with the missus, and she was saying, you know what? Shouldn't they? She's getting a man to fix her hair.
Oh yeah. Oh God, yeah, that was terrible.
In a ponytail.
You know what? Caught me crazy. I think that was kind of bothering Katie in her performance, if I'm being honest. There's like the hair was everywhere. You know what I mean? So I think it was affecting. It was affecting
your hair flapping all over in your face,
and everything like that. It's going to distract you,
and it's sticking to your face. Yeah, it's going to.
It's the only fight I've seen that I know who gets away of not wearing plaits. So everyone else has to.
Yeah, but her ones weren't done properly. You saw Chantel Cameron's cane rows never
came out. They were fine. Yeah.
It's how Katie's did them. She hasn't sewed in like the fake hair. You got to sew in the fake hair when your hair's that straight, and some to keep it in and lock it in with some gel and some hairspray. Do you know what I mean? Keep it rigid. And Katie Taylor just didn't get the memo. That's what I don't know what happened.
Yeah, if I was Katie, I'd call Chantel's hairdresser, whoever it is. Yeah. So.
Yeah, this was but shouts out to retro boxing and documentaries in the waters. What up, blood? What up, gangster? What's up, man? Because everybody
we've done a token gesture. I think what we really want to talk about is, how Loma got robbed, or did Devin Haney earn it?
Right. So let's get into that.
Yeah, Ken, what'd you think, man? I got to hear this.
Yeah, what did you have it as?
Well, when I first watched it, I went with a crowd, but when I watched it again, and I watched it again, I can see why the judge gave the
Spit out, Ken. Spit out. It's all
tell
good.
us.
I can see why Devin Haney won the fight. I can see it. Because the way I looked at it in the early rounds, and the way I scored it, they disputed the 10th round, and I get that. But rounds of 3 minutes. Yes, he was hurt. Yes, there was a bit of a flurry. But if you look at the whole round again, I can see why that was subjective. The 12th round, he won clearly. You know, for some reason, someone told Lomachenko that he was winning the fight, so he decided to do what he did against Lopez and took the 12th round off. More for him.
Tired, to be fair.
Maybe
No. The Chan post-fight interview, Loma said that he took the 12th round off. He admitted to it.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I don't know why. I mean, I just would have went for it. Honestly, you can't do that. You know,
he's just back because he's tired.
Yeah.
Good.
And the thing about it is, the reason why I was tired is because, again, Loma thought that Devin Haney was going to fight tall, but he didn't. He tricked him. He said, the only way I'm going to stop this guy and stop his footwork and stop his speed around the foot is to inconvenience him. He went to the body. He kept on going for the body. He was the body punches where he said, I can only win this for the body punch. I'm not going to try and out jab him and he's going to just do this or throw a right hand and he's going to counter me. I'm going to get him behind him. I'm going to crouch down, bang, bang, bang. And then another commentator, I don't want to name, I don't know who he was.
You name him.
But no, I'm not giving him any relevance. But again, once again, when it came to the end of the 12th round, it was like Loma won the fight. Now, I don't know what fight he was watching, but one thing is, it was close and probably didn't. Loma nicked it, but the way he was talking about it was a coronation. No, mate. You're the commentator. Don't be biased. Just because all the crowd, and I find it quite extraordinary that an American fighter in America is the underdog. Don't get that. Doesn't make sense. An American crowd cheering for a Ukrainian. Nah, it doesn't make sense. But then again, that didn't make any difference. The fact is that if you look at the first few rounds, if you go maybe the first 7 rounds, if you were looking to score it round by round, I gave Devin Haney. I gave Devin Haney 5-2. Gave him 5-2. Because there were times when, Lomachenko, the rounds were subjective. I was giving the Haney. Lomachenko was trying to fight in flurries. Yes, his footwork's fantastic. He caught him, with the backhand. But those body shots was absorbing it. Another thing as well, Haney was sitting on top of him. He was turning them around. Yes, Lomachenko was coming forward. But there were a lot of times when he was walking in. Do you remember one of the rounds where he's coming? I think it was the 8th round or the 9th round where Lomachenko's coming. He's come for a flurry. The crowd are behind him, and he just walks straight into a right hand, bang, and then he hits him with a left. Then he gets hit with a left hook, retreats, and then boom, boom. But yet in the 11th round, when he's caught Haney, all you can hear the commentator, and Haney's hurt. You can see his legs are going. Really? And
yeah, I saw one time where Haney's knees buckled.
Yeah.
The 9th or 10th.
That was the 11th round, right? The 11th round. In the 12th round, he closed it out. It out. And that's how he won it. So if you look at it, I could see why there was a 116, 112. But I thought the 115, 113, I thought that's pretty accurate, really, when I watched it a second time. Because I think about it in terms of a lot of the punches, the better combinations, the better jab, plus the body shots. Yeah, Lomachenko did fight in flurries. He did have a good jab. He did throw a few power punches, but not enough. Not enough.
It's funny because it's funny that we're all come here for all the different. We've all got a different perspective. I've just come here to tell the truth.
Colonel Jessup, did you order the code red?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
So
Ken, you thought Haney won?
So you gave Haney 7-5, did you?
Yeah,
7-5.
I can see what happened because I watched it again, and I looked at the work rate, the amount of punches were landing, the variety, and Haney was too big for the guy. He was too big. But what's happened is that he wasn't a standing target. He made sure the body punches were the ones that fight. If he fought like how he fought against George Kambosos, he would have lost that fight. He's fought a different fight. He went to the body. Didn't try to take the guy's head off. He went to the body, slowed him down a bit and hurt him. And then was able to give himself a foot out of the fight. It was a clever plan. To be honest, if you want me to be honest, I've seen Devin Haney fight better than that. Much better than that.
Well, shouts out for your breakdown. I appreciate it. The breakdown was important. I would have to vehemently.
Chan, you already know what I think. So
yeah, we'll get to you. So when we was watching it live, we was calling it live. Myself, AJ, a few other panel members, and I was like, Devin's lost this fight. Like he's losing. He's losing. Nah, he's losing. Even though I predicted for him I thought it was going to be unanimous decision. Then I changed it to Devin Haney split decision. And I was like, listen, I've got to think where I'm starting for real. Devin Haney did, don't get it twisted. Devin Haney did well. Those body shots, scoring blows. Maybe one of those did bother, or a couple bothered Vasily, but nothing that, that would make him take a knee, etc., etc. By the time it got to round
10, 11?
Round 4, I saw the tide change a bit. And there was a couple swing rounds for me. Yeah. But I was remember, I'm doing everything on the thingies, so I'm running the live, and I'm thinking, when I'm looking up, every time I'm looking, I'm like, Devin's breathing heavy out of the mouth guard. His mouth is basically open. And then, as AJ said, by round 10, his mouth's cut in the corner. He looked pretty much defeated. He had tremendous success to the body. But he became predictable. He became predictable. His shot selection became the jab kind of disappeared. It depleted a bit, but his punch selection of where he would do a bit of the jab and then hook to the body. Those always seemed quite successful, to be fair, but they were predictable. But in his defense of that predictability, Loma still was letting them happen, because every time, 9 times out of 10, when Devin did use that combo, he did connect with some of those body shots for sure. But then there was times where Devin's slipping punches from Loma. Loma's doing his thing. And then there's times where Devin's starting to get caught flush. And there's times where Loma's, just moves out of range. Even at some points just walks off like, this is how quick I am. I can walk. My walking's quicker. And that was fucking hilarious. So it was hilarious when I just saw him just walk.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, Devin threw a body shot and literally walked away and just made it miss.
I think that was to shake off that it was hurting, but he wanted to be cool about it, so he just walked. And Devin started to slow down. At the later rounds, he slowed down. And I remember saying that Devin didn't capitalize. When Lomachenko took a round off, Devin was still like, all right, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Instead of just walking Loma down and tagging him while you can just, but he did start off the fight how I said he should, fast. And he did do that. So he banked around. I think I gave my fight score. I'll give you my fight score. But but this is the fight scores after, because I had to do a point score and rewatch Kenny Ken. Because with my naked eye, I was like, Loma's won 8-4. I'm throwing caution to the wind, 9-3, 8-4. I'll give it 8-4 for Loma. And everyone was like, and then I saw this across the board, like everyone, like when Devin Haney got the decision, people were livid. I know they were super livid, but and I was like, nah, it's a robbery. Because for me, 8-4 is not close. If it's a 7-5, you can be like, all right, it's not a robbery, it was close. So anyway, I was like, tomorrow I am going to do a point score and fucking rewatch. That's what I'm going to do to be definitive in this. You know, that's what I always do. Will, do you want the link to come on the panel? Because you've paid more.
Yeah, come on, Will. I was talking to him earlier. Come on, Will. Jump on, bro.
Yeah, this is, like I said, if you super chat $5 or more, this panel. If you become a member, you can be on the panel for this show. Will, the links in the chat for you. I'm going to play the super chat music in a minute. So let me just play the super chat music so I can get back to... Shouts out to Will, the boxing fan Lynch, for dropping that dub on your girl. The truth is simple. Promoters are in the business of building stars, not to promote a sport. We hear it all the time that boxing is a business. And in this instance, they chose the younger American over the older Ukrainian in the Buddhism. And here you are. Okay, so thanks for that, Will. Okay, so let me finish up what I was saying. So, in saying what I was just saying, I thought, let me have to watch do a playback and solely focus as a judge, as I always do. Don't have any bias. That's not how I work. I go in solely objective. I scored the fight, and it was 114-114. The draw is in the building. So I'll tell you what my fight score, because I always post my fight scores to Twitter to show what I've did, and it's obviously on my point score rewatch and point score, you know, part of my playlist. So Kenny Ken, guys who are listening, I gave Haney round 1. I gave Lomachenko round 2 and 3. I gave Haney round 4. I gave Lomachenko round 10. I gave Lomachenko round 5. I'm reading the 10 and looking at it. Saying Lomachenko round 10, Haney round 6 and 7, Lomachenko round 8, Haney round 9, Lomachenko 10 and 11, and Haney round 12. So 114-114 was in the building. And now we've got, hang on, I think I saw something else here as well. Hang on, where was we? Yeah. Come on then, come on. Shouts out to Retro Boxing and Documentaries for dropping that quarter of a dove on your girl. And you're coming on the panel that, yeah. Shouts out. Kaboom. To Will and Blood. What up, Dow? When the boot is in. So that's where I had it. I saw the success that Devin Haney had. I saw the success that Lomachenko had. But listen, it was a close fight, so I can't call it a robbery. But there was no way that I could see that Devin Haney won. Like, with the 2 swing rounds, if I'd have gave them, I guess, both to the champ, but what I did was, with one of the swing rounds, I just gave it automatically to the champ. The second one, I gave it to Loma because I went down the list, more cleaner, effective punches, backed up Devin. Devin was on the back foot. So I was like, even though Devin was doing well in that round, I just thought Loma just edged it. So I gave that round so I gave it to Loma. Hence when I looked at the scores, I was like, oh my God, I've gone from 8-4 to Loma to it being a draw. When it's so indecisive like that, you just got to run it back, I guess. Well, you know, but that's where I leave it there. We will talk about the next part of the conspiracy theory of why all of these cards of one of the judges saying that Haney won 8-4. It just was not no way. It just was not no how that Loma only won 4 rounds. It just wasn't. I heard people saying that Haney won 10 rounds. I heard people saying that. Wild. But we'll get onto AJ and then Will and then Blood in that order that y'all, came on. So, AJ, talk to me of the whole procedure of how it went, what we was doing, and how we did it.
Well, Chad, as you know, I scored at 8-4 yesterday on the rewatch, but then I messaged you and I said I did it one final time.
Go from the beginning of the actual when you watched the fight. At 5. What you saw, then move your way up in order like that.
Oh, got it. Okay, for sure. All right. Well, Devin started out good. He was sharp early on. I gave him round 1. Then Loma picked up the pace. He got a little bit. He started out fast too. What I saw. Then I gave him rounds 2 to 3. Then there was a lot of swing rounds. I think maybe a couple between rounds 4, 5, and 6.
Right.
But I still gave those. I gave those to Haney. Then but then Loma really picked it up through the latter half of the fight. I mean, he pretty much he won. It was clear to me that he won the next 5 rounds from 7 to 11. I mean, I think round 10 and 12 were his strongest rounds. And I think it was either in the 10th or 11th, he had Devin hurt pretty bad.
Yeah,
he wobbled him. He had him hurt. And
Yep.
Yep. And then 12, he took his foot off the gas and Devin won that round. And, that's pretty much so that score. Even though I had 84 in the red, but that score was 1.
Yeah, we had it generally about that. Yeah, because I score it like that. Like when it was live, I was just like, I was doing it for the naked eye, and I was like, yeah, probably about 8-4 to Loma. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. Like Devin didn't win. I mean, at best like you said, at best you can call it edge to Loma. But yeah, Devin didn't win. I felt Loma. That was my score.
What was it? What was your score again?
The rescore officially 115-113.
Only by 2 rounds you had Loma winning. So
yes, correct. 7-5. Yeah, 7-5.
And then I'm just seeing all these conspiracies with people talking about, you lot just wanted Devin Haney to lose. It went from me being I'm an LDBC channel, even though I said the white fighter won. So you're stupid dickheads because you got blocked because you make it make sense.
Chan, I was on I was on a live stream earlier talking about this with somebody else, and a guy popped in the comments. He called we were all through the agreement that Loma won, but he was calling us delusional. Then you know what I'm saying?
This is what it is. It's whatever.
Because according to him, Haney dominated Loma in the fight. So I don't know what he was watching. I don't know about that, but whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, then you just get called like, oh, you just wanted Devin Haney to lose. I'm like, have they not seen my show that I actually predicted a Devin Haney unanimous? And then I was like, one judge is going to say Loma wins because it's going to be clutch. So I said split. Then when I saw it all unanimous and like that, I was like, to me, there was nothing unanimously like to make it realistic. You could have just said Devin Haney split decision
or majority
decision. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, but unanimously across the board, that's wild to me. But hey ho, who am I? I'm just this little.
We're just boxing fans. That's all.
Whatever the weather. And then we saw, Terrence Crawford come out, all the stars come out and say
Shakur Stevenson, Oscar De La Hoya, Regis Prograis, etc. Numerous.
And then we had like Joe Calzaghe. He was like, but see me, cool. They've all come out and said Haney lost the fight. That's good. That's cool for them. I still, for myself, have to rewatch it and point score it myself. So I'm now in the minority. So I can't go with what Terence Crawford says, Joe Calzaghe says, Oscar De La Hoya says, because I scored it a draw. They've scored it wins for Haney. I mean, for Lomachenko. I get it, I got it, but I'm not a follower. Like, if I agreed and I did it, and that was I would be. But just because Terence Crawford and them lot said it, I have to just go by my own eyes. And this is the format that I've always followed, guys. Watch a fight. If it's close or controversial, that's why I have the rewatch and point score series, and I've had that for like near enough 2 years. Yeah, and I've been nearly doing this for 3 years, right? I won't be questioned about how I run my shit, right? So that's what I do. I'm not biased when it comes to being a judge and point scoring. I don't care that much. So yeah, so that's where I am right now. So for me, it was a draw. If you're coming from the school of Mayweather, I guess run it back, because anything that wasn't definitive for him, he just ran it back. But if you don't want to run it back, you don't run it back. Cool. Anyway, moving along to Will, and then we'll go to Blur. What up, Blur? Go ahead, Will. What up, Will?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because I'm at work, so I didn't know if there was any background noise, but
A little bit, but nothing too bad.
that's good. So I just want to say I had Loma winning 8-4. I saw it as one-sided as everybody else, but right after the scores were read, I was actually surprised because it clicked in that moment for me, because like when you're watching a boxing match, you're watching on a pay-per-view with cameras at all angles showing the action. So the judges probably saw it completely different. What Haney did throughout the fight, I was very impressed with. It reminded me a lot of what Adrian Broner does to sneak in some scoring shots. But I just assumed that the judges saw it from their vantage point the way that they saw the fight going. But if you watched it like we did, we all saw a completely different fight. That being said, I truly believe that the scoring system in boxing is flawed and it needs to be changed, because this is one of the reasons why. Now, when you went back and you rewatched it, you could see how it could be scored a draw if you're going by the rules. Now, you're also a fresher pair of eyes than what is that guy's name? Jason, that one judge, that 87-year-old gentleman who was scoring the fight.
God, was he 87?
Was it Dave Moretti? Talk about Dave Moretti?
Yes, Dave Moretti.
He's 87. God,
he's out. No, you're right. And that's one of the biggest flaws, is that you, I don't know how old you are, and I don't want to disrespect you, but you are still a fresher pair of eyes than
a way fresher pair. I'm like 50, I'm nearly 50 years younger than that. Well, no, 50 years younger than that dude. Thank you very much.
100%. So that's where I'm getting at. Like, you have a lot less bias in your scoring than an official does today. But that's just the way that I look at it. I see it as not a blatant robbery, but more of an industry robbery, if that makes any sense.
So if you had it 8-4 to Loma, that would be a robbery, though, because that's a clear win for Lomachenko.
100%, but I also don't look at my scores with. I score the fight the way that I see it, because there are fights that I have scored completely different than other people, because I see it completely differently than others. Like, what was that one? Do you remember the Filipino who lost his title at featherweight to, I forget his name, but there was a featherweight title fight where there was a Filipino who recently won against Gary Russell Jr., and then he lost his title to a Mexican. I had the Filipino, up on all the scores, but he didn't even win a round from what everybody else was saying.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about Ray Vargas?
Yeah.
Yes, that's a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. As we said in the beginning, it's like members on the panel. So either become a member to be on the panel today, or you send in a $5 or £5 super chat, which everybody has done. So that's what That's what it is right now, Janelle. Yeah. Go ahead, Will. So, is anything more that you wanna? Do you think that Devin should run it back?
I'm going to be the odd man out. I don't think he should run it back. I'm sick and tired of seeing rematches every other fucking month. What we do need is fresh blood. We need to see better matchups. I want to see him go up against Tank. I want to see him go up against Shakur. I want to see him fight all these other guys. But if he moves up to 140, even better, because there's nothing but killers up there, unless he goes the Rolly route, which I'm hoping he doesn't. But that's still a very lucrative option for him to become another two division champion. So the way I see it, I think he should take advantage of what he has right now and, get out of boxing as rich as humanly possible, because if not him, somebody else is going to pick up these opportunities, Like, that's just the way I look at it. Like, I understand that Loma got robbed. It's a tragedy. But at the same time, like, I believe moving forward, we should just be looking forward, because if we try to run it back, it's not going to get as much traction as the first time. It might be able to sell out again at the fight itself, but I don't see people paying money to rewatch the fight again.
Oh, I would if it was free for us, but I would pay. I would have paid anyway. But I would pay to watch it anyway again, because it was a high performance fight. It wasn't a snooze fest. Lomachenko brought out a more active Devin Haney, and I think that's what tired him out. He was knackered at the end of it. Do you know what I mean? So it wasn't a boring fight. It was a really good fight. So I would pay. It's when it's shit fights and it's so definitive. That's what, like, Katie Taylor, we don't really need to see you fight Chantel Cameron again. It was definitive. But, hey ho. Blood.
In the booties.
Your turn. Let us go. What's up, Blood? Thanks for joining. Like a villain.
That's right.
Talk to me.
I had Devin Haney winning that fight, at least by 8-4. I might have given Lomachenko, 4 rounds at best, 3 to 4 rounds. Devin Haney just showed superior ring generalship. I like the way he utilized the ring. He gave Lomachenko the distance. He gave him the sometimes he worked off his back foot. He gave him the range, let me say. He gave him the range to land shots. He landed the better punches. He worked off that jab. He landed those body shots. A lot of Devin Haney, a lot of Lomachenko's punches were glancing blows. He was getting credit for combinations that he wasn't landing. Devin Haney, I mean, it was a tough fight for Devin Haney, but on a 10-point must system, I had Devin Haney winning at least 8 of the rounds. Hey, listen, I don't have no problem with what anyone else thinks. You guys can think what you want to think. I'm not being critical on what y'all think, but this is how I scored.
Would you say which rounds that that Devin won, or
for a fact I gave him the first 6 rounds. The first 6 rounds, I think I might have given the Lomachenko round 10, round 11, and it was either 8 or 9. One of those. I can't remember offhand. It was either one of those, and I gave him 10 and 11. But that's it. Other than that, Devin Haney won all those rounds. I'm doing a film study on my page. You could go check it out when you get a chance.
Yeah, I'm going to, because I did see it flash out back. Yeah, I'm going to. In between, I was sleeping and trying to. I was like, I need to see. Yeah,
I slowed it down. I showed how these guys are being biased and how they're giving them credit for combinations that are not landing and all kinds of stuff like that. And I really don't have no problem. I understand people like Lomachenko and they don't really like Devin Haney because he said that I'll never lose to a white boy, and I know that a few people are holding that against them. Probably a couple of the guys on this panel and stuff like that. I understand that kind of stuff,
No one on this panel.
I hold nothing against them.
No one on this panel rocks like that. We don't pick people by race. We're all black on here, by the way. Kenny's black. I'm black.
I ain't talking to the brother Kenny.
AJ's black. Will's not black.
Black.
Them other 2 dudes now,
we're all black.
8-4, hey man, more power to you, bro. But
I didn't have it 8-4. AJ had it 8-4, but I had
They did the right thing. They gave Devin Haney the
black guy right here.
He deserved that, and that's what I gotta say.
Yeah, he's black. He's definitely black. Yeah,
didn't know
while I was
that.
doing my live stream, I got people that was coming in like being certain losers. Oh, you're really caping for the white man. You're a great, you're white hoping right now. I think that attitude's totally disgusting, to be honest, because like I'm always fair and straight down the middle. If I think you won, you won. I think you won. If I think you know, I rewatched it. It's a draw. What do you want me to do? It's a draw. So coming in and calling names, oh, you're a white hoper, it just shows that the limited. I'm not saying there's people that don't like. There's people that don't like Devin Haney for real, and they're going to use this for real. And yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, that's not me. I picked Devin Haney to win, like I said. But I just didn't think he win. I just didn't think he won. Like I was
I'll
very
be interested in seeing you score again tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. You gonna do it at the same time tomorrow?
I did it last night. It's up. You can watch it.
No, but okay. So you were you've already did the rescore and everything.
Yeah, I did it live. I did it live. I did it live at like 6:30 Eastern last night, 11:30 in the night.
As soon as I get off of here.
Yeah, I did it live, and then I just AJ was on the panel. Shelton was on the panel. Shelton, in the end, had it. Lomachenko winning just one round. But if he would have given one of the swing round to Devin that he had, it would have been a draw.
Shelton Moore had Lomachenko winning?
I had it a draw. When I first watched it.
You said Shelton. You mentioned Shelton. What do you have?
Yeah, he had Lomachenko winning by one round.
Yeah, that's because Shelton Moore need to get them glasses checked. That's what it is.
Why by one round? If he would have swung, he could possibly see that it was a draw though. Me, I can possibly I'm cool that it was a draw. I'm cool, but I mean, there's no way that I could see that Devin Haney, for me, like what those judges said, and even yourself actually, because you saying I couldn't see where Devin Haney won 8 rounds, but and Loma won 4. I just couldn't see it. But unless I guess I could see it if there was because there was close rounds. All of the close rounds you gave to Haney, then it could, I suppose, pan out like that. But for me, I just think I saw Devin Haney do some really good things. I saw Lomachenko, for the fact that Teofimo Lopez, we wasn't doing this for Teofimo Lopez. He had a definitive win. So you're gonna have to give it's not our fault. If Devin Haney doesn't give us a definitive win because he hasn't, because this is a 35-year-old guy that you have to give. I don't care what color you are. Yeah, I've got my own gripes with Lomachenko and his fan base, and I was really high on Lomachenko to his fan base. They always spoil it, but I'm always here for boxing. I'll give him credit because he's 35 versus an undefeated 24-year-old, and he fucking boxed circles around Devin Haney in some of the rounds. It shouldn't have been that competitive, but that just shows you how elite Vasily Lomachenko is.
I had Haney winning, and so did Boxing Beats and Rhymes too. You respect him, right? He also had Haney winning. We see it because we're from the old school, and we have an old school judging criteria. And me and Beats and Rhymes, not to be rude, from out of the UK. Let's not say. Not to be rude. I don't care what you guys' judging criteria is. I know,
I do mine.
Just saying,
I go by what the
I care about you, Lady Chan. I care about yours.
No, you can't care about mine. You got to care about yours, because that means I could sway you and you could sway me. We should just care about the rules. The Marcus of Queensberry rules. We can't care about ladies. I can care about your opinion. I can care about your opinion, which I do. I value your opinion, but I can't care about how you. Do you understand? We can care about.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. You smoothed it over very well.
No,
I'm just giving you a hard time. You know that, right? I'm just giving you a hard time.
Well, aren't we supposed to all be going by one rule book? The Marcus of Queensberry rules, are we not? When we're scoring fights, are we not, or is it different rules? I'm just asking because that's the rules I go by. And it's always going to be subjective. You're always going to see something that I didn't see, and I'm always going to see something that you didn't see. And I haven't got a problem with you scoring it 8-4, but I wish you was there yesterday with me. You're supposed to tap in when it's the point score and rewatch because because maybe you could have had some input, or even when it was live.
Crazy ass hours though, Lady Chan. I never know when you're
crazy ass hours. It was 6:30 Eastern Standard. It was crazy ass hours for me. I work on you lot's time zone. I'd like to be in bed by midnight. I'm never in bed until 4 a.m. Because of you guys, because of y'all. Well, not y'all, because you're British.
In the Bill Disney.
In the
Lady
building.
Chan with her opinion in the Bill Disney.
Yeah, I'm just going for the rules. Clean, effective punches. Defense is the last one. So you're going to go for clean, effective punches. Effective
and
aggression.
Generalship too.
Ring generalship, then defense. So I don't do 10-10 rounds because I just will go down the list and say, well, I've got to find something to make this a 10-9. Because I think scoring 10-10 rounds is just lazy judging, in my opinion. I used to do it back before when I first started learning that 10-10, 10, oh, maybe it's... No. Once you learn, like you just given us the rules, what if we're all going by these rules, but we're still coming out with different outcomes? So I just think I just go by the rules. I ain't got no dog in the race. Lomachenko, I'm not Ukrainian and I'm not American. It doesn't really matter to me who won that fight. But I picked Devin Haney. I don't understand why just because you picked Devin Haney, but you believe that Lomachenko won. There's a problem. People will be looking at you like, oh, you've just got an agenda. What is it? Well, it's not money. I ain't getting paid. I ain't getting paid none of the purse. What's my agenda then? As I sit in my house and fucking do this. What's my agenda?
Your agenda is that he's a Yank. He's a light-skinned Yank. How's about that?
Remember, I'm supposed to like light-skinned Yank. According to sound. Yeah, so, but could you guys pose an argument that Lomachenko won, that Haney won 8 rounds? AJ, Will, and Kenny, if you gave all the swing rounds to Haney?
No, I couldn't, because the ring generalship was more apparent on Loma's side of things, because you got to remember, he was pushing him to the ropes more often than Haney was pushing him to the ropes. He was leading the dance more often during that whole fight than Haney was.
Kenny?
Nah, I disagree with that. I think that Haney set the pace. Haney was going off the back foot. At times, he stayed there within Lomachenko's range. He basically was creating the distance in the fight. I see it totally different.
I can see why it was. I told you at the beginning of the podcast. I could see why the judge was swayed to give it an 8-4, but I gave it a 7-5 when I watched it again. I watched it quite a few times.
Is that did you have the swing rounds and did you swing them? You swung them to Haney, didn't you?
Yeah, some of the rounds that people say that Lomachenko won clearly, I tend to disagree. I can only think there were rounds that he won clearly, not as many as the boxing industry or the Loma industry led by Bob Arum, have you believe. You have to understand that Devin Haney did a lot of good things in that fight. There was a lot. People talk about Lomachenko's experience, his ring championship, but Devin Haney wasn't no slouch in there.
No,
the body shots. The body shots counted for a lot, and there was also it wasn't exactly the double jab. There was some the odd jab that got through.
Double jabs missed. The double jabs. If you look at the double jabs, they missed. A lot of them. There were times when the single jabs were catching. There was a right hand that he walked into, like some of Lomachenko's. Yes, he was throwing a flurry, but the fact is, not all of those punches were catching Haney cleanly, except for probably neither did Loma didn't hit sometimes Devin cleanly, but neither did Devin hit Devin cleanly. And what happened is Lomachenko
but the way people are saying that he won the fight definitively, I can't see that. When I see it again, it's not as clear as the Loma industry will have you believe. They've only watched the fight once. They've had biased commentary. They had the partisan crowd.
Them people we don't care.
And they got swayed by it. And I still think. If you watch the fight again, I can see why it was scored in such a way. You know, when I thought it the first time, I said, yes, it's close. Maybe Loma nicked it. But when you watch it again, because I knew I was going to come on this, I have to be fair and watch the saw again.
Yeah.
I think I can see why. I can see why. And on my scorecards, when I watch it again, without any, like, you know, white noise or commentary noise, Haney, I had it 7-5 still. I could watch it again and still have it the same.
Yeah, 7-5. And my thing is that Haney went from throwing, you know, a lot of punches and combos, and it was great. And I was like, yes, like, and then it just he just became, like you just even said it. It was singular, one shot here, one shot there. When Loma, there was times when Loma was catching him with every single combo. Then there was times when out of a 5-punch combo, Loma was catching him maybe once or twice.
You know what cost Loma the fight? You know that 10th round, which what everyone says that Loma won definitively, and I get it. He did. There were times when you know, where Haney does a lot of good work, and in the 10th, and then when Loma got his success, there were times in that round where it started off with Haney on the front foot, Haney getting the success, then Loma got the success, hurt him, and then he came a bit of flurries, then he turned Haney around and hit him again. And I could see why the Loma industry is saying, yeah, he won that fight. But if you look at that 10th round and watch it again, just watch the 10th round, I could see why that judge gave it to Haney. The 12th round, Loma's a fool to himself. He did that against Lopez. You haven't won the fight. Just because Bob Arum tells you won. The 12th round, the 10th round, watch the 10th round again. The 10th round, I can see what.
Yeah, no, I gave that to Haney.
Yeah, but a lot of people were saying that the 10th round was clearly a Loma round. It wasn't.
Well, I gave the 10th round to Lomachenko, me personally.
I thought it was.
Yeah. And then the 12th round, well, you're a fool to yourself. So because whoever told Loma that he won, he was a clear winner, is a fool. And he's a fool for believing it. I don't
think he thought he was a clear winner. I just think he was punched out, and I think that's where.
And that's what cost him the fight. If you think about it, because according to if you gave Haney the last round, you got 2 judges. If Loma, you know, that could have, you know, been a majority draw then.
Yeah, I had it. I had a draw. Can I just say that anybody that wants to come on the panel, you have to either be a member or drop a $5 super chat or £5. I should have it linked, pinned in there. So that's what you got to do. Everybody else that's on this panel has either dropped a super chat of $5 or more, or they're members. So you can come in if under those terms and conditions. I didn't think I'd have to keep saying it, but yeah, I get you guys' point. I wish I would have just I wish I'd have been able to play it. It sucks so bad on YouTube that you can't play it. You're not going to be allowed on the panel unless you donate $5 to the show or become a member, which is even cheaper than $5. How about that? So those that are waiting backstage, until you donate, you won't be allowed on the panel, I'm afraid. Yeah. So
you care if I say something real quick?
You can say something. You guys go on, chop it up. Blood, I want to hear blood. I want to hear thingy.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
So I know we're sitting here talking about the fight, but I just want to say real quick that I was so impressed with Devin Haney during that whole fight. Like, understand, for years now, I have been told that Loma would knock him out. Loma was going to knock him down. Loma was going to do this. Loma was going to do that. Oh, man, I was so impressed with that. Like, he not only kept the pace from 1 to 12, he was turning with him. He was jabbing with him. He was throwing with him. He was doing everything he should have been doing. And the fact that he was able to go all the way to the very end without getting dropped, even though he did get stunned a couple of times, that right there, people will have no more room to talk about this kid. He ain't just a fucking email champion anymore, man. Like,
I feel they're going to say he got gifted. It's going to go from email to, he got gifted. That's what I'm saying. I know this is going to be the new thing to pick on him about.
Well, my retort's always going to be, at least he fought people. He fought for Undisputed when Tank turned that down. He fought Lomachenko when he did not have to. So you could sit here and say he's gifted, he's an email champ, he's this, he's that, but at least he's fought better competition than fucking Tank Davis has in his entire career.
Facts.
Yeah, that's true.
Cooking with Sir Senior, I'm not saying it was a robbery. Hey, by the way, I'm not sure how long you've been here. I said it was a draw. and the thing that's starting to get on my nerves, I'm starting to see like Haney fanboys, and it's getting a bit annoying that I didn't realise that there was such Haney fanboys. Like all of a sudden everyone's like, I never see you lot on my show. All of a sudden, look,
the thing about it is that they're just coming out to defend Haney because so many people have placed. What's that?
He doesn't need to be defended because nobody's criticizing him.
Well, maybe not on this panel, LadyChann, but they are criticizing them around the internet.
Yeah, but if you look at this statement,
not doing it, but they're doing it around the internet, though.
Okay, well, I'm not around. This is my channel, innit? So if you're coming to my channel and saying stop this robbery stuff, and none of us have said it's a robbery, what show are you watching? That's what I'm not sure. So you're falling into the realms of fanboyism because you don't like your fighter being critiqued. Like your fighter's always going to be critiqued here. My fighter gets critiqued here. If you don't like it, don't fucking come here. That's just the bottom line of it. It's no biggie to me. I keep on moving. I keep it moving. I keep it pushing. If everybody gets in their feelings, oh my God, look, she's criticizing Devin Haney. Like, get over it. Like, you're old enough to be his granddad's, half of you. Not his dad's, his granddad's. It's just
hey, stop insulting me like that now.
Not you. Why are you saying? Why not you? I don't think you're not old enough to be. You're not old enough to be his granddad. You're old enough to be his dad. Not his
I don't know. It's a pretty close call.
No, not granddad. You and Bill's probably the same age.
I think I'm a little older than Bill, but it's all good though.
Why about 2 years then? Come on, granddad. You'd have to be at least in your 60s to be his granddad, and you're not. Do you know? You're not. Come on, shuts out. I'm saying like when people are coming around going, no, I've got called LDBC. I've got called. How does that make? I got called.
Unfortunately, these days I could be his granddad because you only have to be 26 years older than somebody, and I am 26 years older than Haney. So
no,
I could be his granddad.
6 years older than him, but that means you could have had him at 25 or whatever. You're not old enough to be his granddad. Still, no. 50, 40, 30. No, you're not, blood. No, you're not.
Hey,
you're not.
hey, LadyChann, as part, remember, we're from the UK, and there's certain parts of the UK that we call the underclass. It is possible.
Yes, it's possible. It is possible.
50 years old.
No, we're from the UK. There's certain parts of the UK. It's possible. Remember.
Yeah. Okay, if there was a 16-year gap.
Do you remember? You know, in certain parts of the UK, you got the underclass. You got the wing, what we call the wing wongs. We got a few wing wongs.
I don't know that.
No,
tell you what, Devin Haney's 24. The youngest parent that he could have would be 40. Like if he had a parent that was 16 years old, that blood's still too young to be. He couldn't be the granddad.
A young kid could have a baby at 13. So
I mean,
William White's father at 13.
Right, that's not generally the masses. That's a bit of the exception to the rule. That's the minority cases. There's not a lot of 13-year-olds.
No.
You know, we'll go 16.
I know
yeah, I know. If you want to go for 13, but I don't know. I don't really know a lot of people that's 13 that's had kids.
Hey, you watch EastEnders?
My dad had one at 14. So my dad's one.
LadyChann?
Huh?
You only see what's happening in EastEnders?
I don't watch EastEnders. I haven't watched EastEnders for about 20 years.
Well, I haven't heard of the EastEnders since I
12-year-old. There's a 12-year-old who's pregnant in EastEnders.
Who?
There's a 12-year-old who's pregnant in EastEnders.
Is that show still going on, man?
Yeah.
It's just,
Penny. Yeah. I don't watch it. I haven't watched it.
It's all on my feed.
Yeah, I didn't know. I knew it was still on, but I don't know any of the characters. Literally, I stopped watching that. I want to say maybe about.
You watch one episode, you'll be able to pick it up. That's how EastEnders is.
I can't even be bothered. Yeah, I just was like, yeah. No, I stopped watching all soaps, Hollyoaks, all of them. It's just drama. Like, you can have your own life and watch your own life and be in soaps. Your own life's a soap opera. Why do I need to watch others? There was never anything uplifting, never anything on that show that put you in a good mood.
You're part of the boxing community. That's the soap opera right there.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I've dived in from EastEnders to the YTBC in the Buddhism. Anyway, Blood, you're not old enough to be his granddad.
Okay.
Come on, you're not. Yeah, you're not. You're
All
not.
right.
Yeah, yes. Don't put age on yourself. And you don't act like a granddad either. Not yet, anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, you still young. Come on. Someone else is coming on. Is this? Do you want the link? Does this person want the link? Let me give you super chat. Shouts out to Le Monsieur for dropping a half a dab on your girl. Thank you very much.
I know this guy right here. You said his name right. I always call him Lee Mansour. How did you say his name?
Le Monsieur.
Le Monsieur.
Yeah, it's French. It
I'll
means
try
the
it
man.
next-
Yeah,
I'll try it next time.
it means the Mister, actually, in French. The Mister. Yeah, it's French for the Mister. Le Monsieur. Yeah, you do call him Le Monsieur, don't you? I remember I do see him come on the thingamajig.
I've been calling your name wrong, buddy.
It's okay. You Americans do that. You never know how to
I'm
pronounce
British, though, LadyChann. You gave me credit.
You
for being
are.
British,
But you got onto the American side when you don't know how to pronounce blood. I thought you could.
LadyChann, do they still call Iran? And
Iran.
Iraq?
Yeah, they still do. Yeah.
Iran, yeah.
Iran and Iraq.
Iraq.
Yeah, they still do that. And we just stay with blood. Sometimes when he comes back here for a holiday, he'll click back into British mode. He'll be like, oh yeah, he'll start saying things back in. It's just the memory that will come straight back in. Because when my sister comes back when my sister comes to holiday in the UK, her English accent, she's still got an English accent, even though she's been there like 30 years. Yeah, 30 years. Her English accent straight away, back, straight away. Yeah, it's weird. And when she goes back, it kind of starts going back into the American. But she'll be here in July. Can't wait. Does he want to link blood? Does he want to come on the panel?
I've never seen him come. Lee Mansour. I've never seen him come on nobody's panel before.
Was you just sending me your money? Shouts out to you, Monsieur. If you do want the link, let me know, because people that send in super chats $5 or £5 and above can get the link. Or if you become a member or some of us are members only on this panel as well. If you want the link. I'll put it out again here. If it's not Lee Monsieur in the building, don't click the motherfucking link because you won't get on. All right. And we got another one as well. $5, but no, that doesn't get you on the panel. It's $3 more, my dude. No, I'm joking. Here you go. Let's give you the super chat. I know Mo. He doesn't come on panels anyway. Mo, thank you for dropping that too. It's Australian dollars, isn't it, Mo? That you pay with. Yeah, that's Australian dollars. Shouts out to you in the Buddhism with LadyChann. There's my guy from Australia. What up, Mo? Yeah, he ain't be coming on the panel. Go ahead. I think I see one more. Arlette. Shouts out to you, Arlette, with the 99-cent sticker in the Buddhism. Arlette is a member anyway. Arlette, if you want to call in, by the way, because you can call in because you're a member anyway, so you can call in. You got the number as well. So, if you don't want to go on the panel, you want to say your point of view, call in on the phone. Okay, back to the lads. Back to these lovely lads that I'm surrounded and spoiled by, aren't I? Am I spoiled by y'all? Do you guys love me? Like I love
you. We definitely love you.
Guys.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I love you lot all. Why would I
Yeah,
be?
we got love for you. Yeah, that's what it is. We got love for you.
Yeah, you better do. Someone's got to love me.
No, this we love you, or this we got love for you.
No,
We got love for you.
Sounds like
no,
an R&B song. Somebody's got to love me.
no, you need to love me. And that's what you need to do.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe it'll build. Maybe
we
it'll
love you.
build. From got
We
love
love
to
you.
we love Leisha. We love. I love you lot. God, I don't got love. I love you lot. All right, we've got Arlette in the building. Shouts out to R to the let. What up, Joe?
Hey, sis. I just wanted. Hi, I'm helping my daughter with her homework, but I am listening. I just wanted to make a fast comment, and then I'll go back on the chat. But I'm not going. I just tuned in, so I missed the first. I guess you've been on for an hour now.
Hour 25. Yeah.
Sorry, so I missed a lot of it. But I just wanted to make a comment. I will, because if Loma was a black fighter and Haney was a black fighter, I know nobody would even be talking about this mess. This is just it's so interesting that every time when there's a white fighter, and I know you guys hate me for saying this, and a black fighter,
always goes like
this. Drama. And people want to talk so much crap about about UK and all that stuff, but I have to give you guys credit.
Yeah,
you don't do that. You guys care about nationality.
Yeah.
When you know what? That's why when Klitschko fought Anthony Joshua, I saw that fight the other day. Anthony Joshua got so much love. That's why Deontay Wilder was jealous. Because he don't get this love. When he went to see that fight, he was amazed to see the love that AJ got, and he even admitted because he don't get that in this country.
We don't do black versus white on the fighters here. When AJ fought Klitschko or anyone, we didn't go, well, boy, the black fighter, he's got to beat the white people didn't go against whatever. This is new to me since messing with yous lot. I'm seeing all of this racial tension, black for white. Just get over it. There's black fighters, there's white fighters. We don't rock like that.
I'm not saying that there's no racism in the UK because I don't live there.
No, there is racism, but not like that.
Yeah,
not like with boxing.
But then when it comes to like the national pride, it's no way you could stand up to say for the national anthem like I saw on Saturday, and then as soon as you saw the American fighter come in, you boo.
I know.
This is like, I've just like disgusted, and you see a lot of people's true colors. This fight is too close in order for people to be acting like that. And like I said, if it was two black fighters or two white fighters, nobody would give a single F. And a lot of the people in your channel that don't donate, but always on your panel, always want to be have an attitude over that stuff. But you know what? If it was the reverse win, they would have stayed quiet.
Robbery. They would have said robbery. Oh, Devin Haney got robbed. They would have been the first one saying it. Everyone here would have been saying, Blood, you would have said Devin Haney got robbed, man. Right? He got robbed, right? You would have, wouldn't you, Blood?
If Devin Haney lost, you mean? Would I say he got robbed?
With how Loma lost. If it was the exact same way.
Robbery. I've always been critical of using that word robbery. I think I'd say that I believe he won the fight.
I agree, because there's a difference between a gift and a robbery. A gift is it could be either way, and they probably slightly, it's like a gift. A robbery is what is an outrage.
A robbery when it's clearly that there's a lot of rounds that other fighter won, and then they gave it to the opposite fighter. What did you call this? Are you calling this a robbery? What was give the audience your rundown, Arlette? Because I know you're big on Lomachenko, and I know you big on Haney as well.
I love Lomachenko, but I don't think it was a robbery. At first, I thought it was. I'm not gonna lie, but that was because when I was listening to it, I was watching you on one device. I had ESPN up on the other device. I was listening to a lot of the commentary. When I saw it on my own, it was a lot closer than they try to make it look like. I don't think it was a robbery. It could have been.
Yeah.
It could have went either way. But I edged a little bit to Devin. But if Lomachenko would have won, I mean, by that, I would have like, okay. But the thing about it and it was rules for years, you have to convincingly beat the champion. So even if it was really, really close, I don't know. I still would have gave it to Devin. But like I said, so what to Lomo? Okay, fine.
Loma.
Loma, I like me some Loma. You know why I like him? Because he's a dancer like me.
Yeah, the Lomos are his fanboy fan base. The Lomos, they call them the Lomos, the Lomosexuals.
He's like a dancer like me, so I could appreciate a dancer. He took up dancing since he was young, like me.
Like
so I like him for that.
Yeah, you like how he moves in the ring.
Yes, and I think he's cute for a white boy.
Oh, well, he's too little. He's tiny.
He is, but I'm just saying, he's cute. He got like a cute smile. I think he's like, if I was thinking about swirling and he was a little taller,
if he was taller,
like,
yeah, you got to be taller. You got to be at minimum 6'1" for me, mate. Before I even look at you. So yeah, it's yeah. But Arlette always brings it. Arlette, that's why you got to laugh when Arlette always comes with the. She comes with.
I just say I don't have a crush on him. I have a thing for Eastern European fighters. I have a crush on Triple G. I have a crush on Klitschko.
No, you do. Yeah, she got a crush on Triple G.
No, I mean,
and Klitschko.
My mate is black, but I'm just saying, I find that Europeans.
Like how I like Bivol. Like I've got a crush on Bivol.
Yes.
I think Bivol's hot. And with the accent. Ganella. I will fight Ganella.
Y'all got that
Ganella.
I'll be in the background. Love you.
Love you too. Mwah. Shouts out to Arlette in the Buddhism. Thanks for calling in, girl. Arlette is Arlette brings it in. It's true, man. We don't really come with this black v white thing round here.
These are the queens, but this is going to be split. These are the queens, but this is going to be split.
Yeah, we're not doing that here. I have learned that from you guys. It does get a lot of racial tension with this black v white thing with fighters. You know, I wasn't even Kenny Ken, back me up on this. Blood's a bit removed now from the UK in boxing. Obviously, he's more grown up now in American boxing. But we really don't. When that fight was announced, and I could put my hand on my heart, I never ever looked at it as a black guy against a white guy. Did you?
You know what? The thing with America is that I don't know. I only know what's happening in the country. In England, we're very much integrated in terms of marriage, relationships, and in terms of workplaces, even social lives. I'm not saying it doesn't happen in the United States, but people who grew up in England, when they go to America, they always get the impression that the races stick to their own.
Because it does out there.
Yeah,
it does.
Maybe that's why.
It does.
Maybe that's why, overtly in America, white people will back a white fighter, and overtly black fighters will back a black fighter. No, in England,
we back our own as well.
We back our own. I think in England, we if we're sports fans, there's no colour.
There's none.
For instance, especially when it comes to football and boxing, we don't care. We're backing you. We're back. So, if I was a fan of Tyson Fury and he fought a black fighter, I'm still a fan of Tyson Fury. But that's
you are. You're
yeah. And it's the same with if Dillian. You're same with. I love Tyson Fury as much as I like Dillian White and Anthony Joshua. The same with George Groves. If he was fighting James DeGale, big fans of both of them. But I'm not gonna want James DeGale to win because he's black. It's not like that here. It's not like that. But don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I just like the style. Bud Crawford.
Overtly,
I like
it's like that here. It's more covert in England than it is probably in
Yeah, but it's ruining the sport over there.
Yeah,
With
but the
all
problem
this,
is,
it always turns into this, and this is what ALOT's saying. This is why it's gone to this now. It's gone to this because one fighter is white. If Lomachenko was black like Devin Haney, you wouldn't have been getting all of this. I wouldn't be getting these people coming on my.
if you got promoters like Bob Arum talking out of his backside,
Yeah, Bob
like
Arum's
a
a
pork
fucking
chop,
idiot, though.
then what will happen is that he only, like I said, he only, like, how do I say it? He rationalizes the mindset of people in the United States, because with his comments, he doesn't help matters, especially as a promoter. He
The UK. Sorry.
Yeah, he thinks he can just get away with saying, "Oh,
You're Welsh."
he's as good as saying white American boxing fans don't want to get behind black fighters." That's as good as what he's saying, and it sticks. And it sticks. It sticks. You know what I mean? He will say, "Oh, the only black fighters I've made, they're not like Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali and all these greats. The black fighters that we have now are not on their level," and he'll use that as an excuse. So he's part of the problem. But I do think, in essence, United States, even though you've got a civil rights, the civil rights bill from the 1960s.
Well, bloody use it. God, it doesn't feel like
the fact is that, I get the impression that the racists stick to their own. They don't integrate.
They do. It's not that multicultural like it is here.
It's not multicultural like it is in the United States, and that's why you're always going to get that situation where there's going to be a siege mentality across the races. Hispanics are notorious for preferring their own to anyone else.
It's fine. You're going to root for your own. You're going to like your own. You're from your own. You like your own. You like your people.
Yeah, but it's overt, though. It's overt, though. It's very overt.
Yeah, we don't have to make it predominant in fucking boxing and in golf or in tennis or in
in England, we tend to accuse our cousins from the Indian subcontinent of having it biased like that. We tend to accuse them in England of being more overt than we. But even when it comes to sporting situations, like for instance, when Nasser Hamed was in his pomp, there was a lot of people from the Indian subcontinent community, especially the Muslim community in the 90s, boom, went behind supporting Nasser Hamed no matter what, because they can identify with him. And the same with the support that Amir Khan gets. Whilst boxing fans are all black and white, we support the fighter that we've been following from
done. You get me? Done it. That's all, man. This is what I'm saying. Let me just put this disclaimer out, just in case y'all didn't get the memo. Look. I rock with my American family all day, every day, twice on a Sunday. You're my biggest amount of subscribers. I got more of you guys that subscribe to me than the UK lot. But you're going to have to still realise I'm British. So the problems and issues that you guys have over there, I don't necessarily have over here. So what we're going to have to do is, when you come over to this side on my show, you're going to have to leave these this slavery thing at the door just for a minute. This racism shit at the door. We've come here for escapism. So I'm British. Just check it at the door when you come here. We ain't doing black fighter versus white fighter. We don't rock with it. I don't rock with it. So I'd appreciate that it doesn't get brought to this channel. It's going to have to be some order, parliamentary procedure. I'm not with it. I don't rock with it. So don't bring it here. You guys sort out your issues on your lands. That's like me coming with my problems and going to my neighbour's house and, bringing my problems to my neighbour or to someone else's house. Like, it's rude. Sort out your problems. And when you want to, mingle with people, leave the problems at home. We're here to support the sport and just keep it neutral like that. I don't rock with black versus white in boxing. Do I love my blackness? Hell fucking yeah. Does that come first and foremost? Hell fucking yeah. But not in sports. So I don't come and take my lenses. I don't look at fighters when they're announcing who's the black one and who's the white one. Oh God, that is, even though I don't know who this black one is, but I know this white one is. Oh, I'm just going to go for the black one. No, that's not how I do it. So don't come in and accuse me that because I rooted for the black fighter, but I thought the white fighter won, and then I rewatched it like I do with everything. It's so funny because this format that I'm doing, no one that ever comes on my panel. I mean, on my chat, Kenny Ken calling me, this and that and that, unless it's black versus white. When I do point score and rewatch, but this is the contradiction and the hypocrisy. When I did a point score and rewatch with Anthony Joshua and Usyk, no Americans came in to say, when I said that Usyk had won, everyone was quite happy. Yeah, Usyk's won. Yeah. But where was the love across the board for your black brother then? There wasn't, innit? But now it's an American black person against a European white person. You lot think that you're so high so diddy that you're automatically better and that you're supposed to now be picked against that because you guys are mad xenophobic and you think America's the only land in the whole of the planet. I'm here to tell you it's not. Not a lot of people are quite happy living in the countries that they live in. Okay? Not everybody thinks that we got to go over where you've called it the land of the free, but it really isn't because all you lot do is live in fucking 1717 and talk about fucking slavery every two minutes and call people Sambos and fucking Uncle Sams and buck breaking, and we don't use them terms over here. Okay?
Did you say Uncle Sam's?
Yeah, we will say Coon, Uncle Tom, but it's not rife. We're not like, we don't, like, I'm hearing like all of these terminologies on a day-to-day basis with you guys. We don't live in the past like that. We know what happened. We're not rocking with what happened. When we have to talk about it, we talk about it, but we don't dwell in it. You guys are supposed to be the land of the free. Where is it then? Because it sounds like you're still enslaved in your minds because it dominates and rules everything.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, sports. Slavery. Talking on a panel. Slavery. Talking about down south. Slavery. It's like, drop us out. It's boring. It's fucking depressing, mate. Yeah.
Hey, LadyChann, not to change the subject, but did you ever see?
Yeah, you're going to change the subject. Hang on, let me just wrap it up, and then you can go because your audio is quite bad. Yeah, so let it go. When we come here, we're talking about boxing. I don't want to hear about black fighter versus white fighter because that's why I had to just double check with Kenny. Did he see it like that? Like, yo, because I don't, and when we saw Fury fight Deontay Wilder, I never saw it as black fighter versus white fighter. And then you had all of this racial tension that come out with that as well. And you're still trying to drag it along, man. Ain't it wearing to drag all that along all the time? Like, just this racial tension. God, be free. You said you're the land of the free. Show it. Because no one right now wants to run across to your lands and live there. We are mad happy where we are. We're mad happy. Sorry, I know that irks a lot of black Americans that black Brits are happy and black other Europeans are happy. Yeah, man, we're happy. We're not looking towards you lot to be like we need to be there. We don't. Because you lot are not happy. We're happy for the most part. Anyway, go ahead, Will. I've wrapped it up, tied it up in a little bow. We can keep
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I was just going to ask you, did you see the Kayaguchi versus Kenshiro card that was in Japan? I believe it was late last year.
Probably. And then it was on at midday. Probably, I think I called the fight, if I remember clearly, or I just got up and I watched it just at midday for us on the Wednesday, really. Go ahead.
So there's an amazing parallel with a fight that was on this card to what we saw last weekend, and where I do believe his name was Soichi, where a lot of people said he was robbed in his own country against Gonzalez in that fight.
Oh, I know nothing of it. I know nothing.
So I watched. No, you're good. So I watched the fight, and all I saw was Gonzalez ran the whole time. He didn't really engage much, but he ended up winning the fight, and that was off of Sakichi's activity throughout the entire fight. It's a good parallel because, like ALOT said, it's only when a certain denomination fight that you hear about robberies and shit. I've seen more than my fair share of robberies in the last couple of years. To me, this fight is not even a robbery. It was a very close fight. Like, I can understand why people see it a certain way and why I see it a certain way. But again, I'm just agreeing with ALOT and what you're saying, that, you don't hear about it unless it's certain people fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's getting boring now. This is what I'm saying. It's boring. It spoils it. It makes us having to stop talking about the sport and deviate to talking about this. It's like, just let it go, man. You know what I mean? Like, you've been emancipated for 400 fucking years. When you gonna how long does it take to let it go? Fuck's sake, move on. It's fucking 4 centuries. You weren't there. It's done now. We recollect it. Move on. That's like when you dated a girl fucking 20 years ago and now she's not your girlfriend anymore. You're still holding on to her as well. Like, haven't you moved on? Like 5 girlfriends more. Some of you've gone and got married. Let it go. Jeez. We aight now. We aight. I was getting fucking strung up on trees and fucking hung, drawn and quartered anymore. Let it go. Don't bring up in here. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Willie Lynch. Look, I know. Imagine that's his name, Will Lynch, but we all call him Willie Lynch. Talking about the same shit. Willie Lynch, yeah. He's the wrong person to be in the convo, weren't you, Will? Fucking hell. With that name. I'm trying to escape it, and then you're called. I think that's his real name's William Lynch. I don't know if, yeah. Shouts out. Anyway, go ahead. Because this is what happens when race always deviates things. It spoils the sport. It spoils the topic. Would we be saying that this was a robbery for Devin Haney? I want to hear the truthfulness. Would it be? Would people be going, if the decision went to Lomachenko, what would you have said, Blood?
I would have said that I thought that Devin Haney won the fight and that they
Yeah.
got it wrong. I don't really throw around robbery.
No, you don't.
I've always kind of spoke against that.
Yeah, you have.
People use some of these words too loosely.
Too
But I would have
freely.
said that I thought Haney won the fight. I would have just said
Yeah.
they got it wrong. I didn't see it that way.
Yeah.
Me
Yeah.
personally, but I do think a lot of people would have said robbery though.
Yeah, loads of robbery. They would have, innit? They would have. A lot of people, I know. Yeah, but you are an advocate of not just throwing around that terminology because people don't know what a robbery is. Like Jack Catterall and Josh Taylor, that was a robbery, right? Did anyone see that? Josh Taylor.
Yes. I thought it was pretty close. I didn't think it was a robbery.
Oh, you thought it was close?
I thought Catterall won though. I thought Catterall
only close. Yeah, I got you. So yeah, that wouldn't count as a robbery. Would you count that as a robbery, Kenny Ken and AJ all day?
I'm afraid so. Watching it a few times, that was it. You know, it's not. There's not many times when you get out of your chair when you just think that Josh Taylor didn't have any answers. Yeah, when he was hanging in, he hung in there. He hung in there. But you know what? It's a shame because Jack Catterall he hasn't fought since then, has he?
Nope, he's going to be coming to fight. I don't know. He's waiting for Josh Taylor to fight Teofimo Lopez, and
he's fighting this weekend.
That's 15 months since he's fought, isn't it?
He's got a fight scheduled, AJ.
He's on the undercard of Lara Wood this weekend. The rematch.
So that's 15
oh,
months.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's fighting. I've never heard the guy he's fighting. I've never heard that guy.
Boxer.
Blood, Lara Wood and that. Blood, come over and do the watch along with me, will ya?
When you gonna do that?
You've got another fight to watch.
Saturday coming. Hang on, Saturday coming. UK.
You've got another fight to watch, though.
Huh?
You got another fight to watch. You know,
You got Wood Lara. Yeah, Wood Lara.
No, you haven't. You got a Vitality Stadium, a Collier, and
oh yeah, and
Chris
fucking Chris
Smith.
William Smith. Yeah, we've got that. So I don't really care about that too much. I will watch it, but what I'm saying is, I want Blood to watch the
what, another rematch? What's a rematch?
Wood Lara rematch. Because Blood, you're going to see a knockout.
Goodbye this time.
I got you, Chan.
Yeah, I'll hit you. Just yeah, come on. What? And then at least, do you know what, Blood? So like, you know, like, because we're watching it live, you can then do your rundowns. You know, because like you said, you're from the old school, and you know what you're looking at. Shed some up, because I'm always the one that's doing the commentaries. You know, these lot. This is when slavery does come in. These lots got me like a slave. I'm doing all the work. I'm looking for super chats. I'm fucking looking at the fight, trying to score it, trying to not score it, trying to fucking call every move that they're doing. Left hook to the body, right hook to the yeah. So it would be nice if someone came and like helped.
Okay, no problem.
Yay! Holding you to it, I am. And then we can, and you're going to see a knockout, because this guy, Mauricio Lara, he's from Mexico, unknown guy. Eddie Hearn got him just to fight Josh Warrington, an old IBF champ. And he came and he did the media workout. He looked like total trash. Everyone was like, oh God, Josh Warrington's going to wipe the floor with him. This guy came and stopped Warrington with how many rounds, AJ?
Took him out in the ninth.
Ninth round, clean KO. Then they did a rematch, and Josh Warrington was getting the floor wiped with it again, wrapped by about 2 rounds. So he said it was an unintentional headbutt, but it was a headbutt nonetheless.
That's happened 3 times now with 3 opponents. I don't think it's accidental.
Yeah, he's a headbutter. So they stopped the fight, and then he went and fought now. So then Eddie Hearn signed him to his matchroom. So now Eddie Hearn's put him with a guy called Lee Wood, who he just knocked out Michael Conlon, right? Through the ropes.
I know who you're talking about, actually.
Yeah, amazing, right? And then Lara comes and fucking stops Lee Wood. What round was that stoppage?
Round 6.
Mid 6, 7. Yeah.
6th round, I think the 6th. Yeah.
Totally. And now Lee Wood's taking the rematch. So I've already predicted a Lara fucking KO again. Look. So it's going to be very exciting. And that's going to be on DAZN. So we'll be able to watch it and call it Blood as well.
I have DAZN. I actually have DAZN, so I'll be in real time with you.
Yeah, so we'll be able to do it in real time. So because we're definitely going to see a fucking knockout.
Sorry, Chan, it was the 7th. It was the 7th round. My bad, not the 6th.
Come on, that's facts and data around here. Yeah. But yeah, so we're going to definitely see a knockout then. So yeah, we can do that. King of King, independent. You're supposed to be on. Actually, you're supposed to be on the panel, King of King. You remember to say about your rundown on the Lomachenko fight. Because I don't know what you had it as. So here's the link. We want to hear what you got to say. Is this I think this is Kenny Can. Hang on, let me have a look. Yeah. Oh no. Ken, are you typing? Oh, you're muted. Yeah. Say bye then, because she's muted. Let Kenny, because he has to go to bed because he's got to go to work and do his business.
Yeah, so I just want to say bye. Thanks for the thing. It was a great discussion, different opinions. Next week might be tricky because, it's Bank Holiday Monday and I might be... so next time you're going to see me is the week afterwards, the June.
Yeah,
June,
his birthday actually on the 31st.
Yeah, so I will wish you all the best of luck.
Not next week, Monday, the week after.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, so yeah. So I wish you guys all the best.
Can I just get your take quickly on Tony Weeks? Fucking up the, what fight was it again?
Roly Poly.
Rolly Romero. I didn't even watch it because it wasn't.
I said I didn't really take that in, so you need to review it.
when you go away today, right, and you got some time, because the card wasn't applicable to us, by the way.
Oh, right.
Because they didn't show, our Heyman wouldn't let us have it. But there is highlights of how the stoppage was, and Tony Weeks is in disrepute as a legendary fucking ref. It was one of my favourite refs. I can't believe they did that.
No.
So go and have a look, and then you can hit me up in the week and tell me what you think anyway, and then I'll relay it maybe on the Monday and say, give me a statement, right? Shouts out to you, Kenny Ken. Love you.
Thank you.
Later,
Love you
Ken.
all.
Later,
Kenny Ken is
my brother.
Yes. We've got Kia King in the booth soon. What up, Dad? What up?
Devastated on that last point that we lost Tony Weeks. Lost one of our good referees, unfortunately.
His reputation has left the booty soon.
Finished.
Right. Yeah. So I want Kenny Ken to have a look at that, because I saw the stoppage and I was like, wow. Yeah.
Well, he made history. The first time a fighter got stopped for landing punches, so whatever.
Yeah. It's just, God.
It was bad. He'd be better off just wait. If he was going to pull that, he should just waved him off when he called that a knockdown or some shit. But jumping like that was ridiculous.
Yeah, very embarrassing. But shouts out to Tony Weeks for fucking up his whole career. Lisa, do you remember yesterday when you said, or the day before, you were, it's too far in my career, and then she said, in my life we was busting up, and she said, my career, and I was like, level the joint. Lisa came in and leveled, blood. When Lisa comes and levels, when Lisa has to just put things straight, everyone listened. You're like, I was like,
yeah, I've heard her from that.
Yeah, she had to level.
I've heard her on that wave before, when she hit that wave and then New Jersey come out and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, yeah. She's like, yeah. I was like, Lisa, level the joint. She was like, look, right? It's gone too far in my career. And she said, in my career. I said, and then she went, my bad. I mean life. And I went, no, your life is your career. It's the same thing. Level the fucking joint. And she just leveled it and put everyone was like, oh, damn, yeah. I love when Lisa just comes in.
She definitely
she just came in and woo, yeah.
Oh,
I love it. Shouts out to my Lisa Bells. Love her. She's there modding. She's modding. All right. So, King of King. Let's go. Let's see what you got to say about because Blood had Lomachenko winning. I mean, my bad. Before he kills me, Blood had Devin Haney winning.
Yeah, you tried me then. I just kidding.
Devin Haney winning 8-4. AJ had. Did you on the rescore? Did you? So you did the rescore with me. You had it 8-4 for Loma. If you
then I watched it one final time afterwards, and I had a 7-5, and that was my official score. So I'm gonna go with that one.
Got you. Okay, to Loma.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, 7-5. Okay, King, let's go. Give us the breakdown if you want, or just go from wherever you want to go from.
Yeah, I'll get in quick. Sorry about being a little late, but I just wanted to touch base.
No, you're a lot late. You're not a little late.
I wasn't gonna come, but I was like, yo, I seen some people. I was like, okay, shouts out, man. But for real though, 7-5, Devin Haney.
Hang on. You wasn't gonna come.
No, I was, because I knew I was going to be late, so I didn't want to come too late. But I was like, let me just jump in real quick.
Yeah.
So 7-5, Devin Haney. I gave the score, the fight to him the first time I watched it. My opinion, the commentary was horrible, to the point I just muted my TV, because Tim Bradley is so anxious. First of all, for some reason, that three-man team is too many people. They talk too much. And they're not. It's not like Teddy Atlas teaching people what's going on during the fight. They're just, but Loma's getting ready. And it's just like, shut up, Bradley. Like, you're going to be able to talk. It's like he just has to be talking. And then every now and then, like when Dre's not irritated, he tries to check him, but by then he's already talked all over. Like, he was talking over so much work that Haney was doing. It's like he's saying what Loma was about to do in the midst of Haney doing stuff. It was just like, dude, shut the hell up. So I ended up muting the TV after that. the thing about it is, for instance, like when I went like in retrospect, Loma was trying to implement this Sugar Ray, De La Hoya, let me throw flurries. The flurries weren't connecting. There's a stance in the second round where like it looks like Loma's getting started. He throws like a 4-punch. They're like, oh, 4-punch combination. When you look at it, yeah, he threw 4 punches. Ain't none of them land though. So that's not. So it sounds so different when if you say 4-punch combination, you say but Haney ducked out of each one of them. It sounds completely different than when you're just saying 4-punch combination and then don't say nothing after that.
But I said that in the rewatch. I said that, but he still won the rest of the round though in the second round.
No, I'm just round 1 and 2. I gave to Haney. Like I said, the thing about it is significant body work.
Oh, you gave round 2 to Haney?
Yeah, I gave round 2 to Haney.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said there's a fury. What's funny is it kind of brought me into the mindset of that. You did a slowdown where AJ and Usyk were in a fight, and Usyk's throwing all these punches, and it was the same thing. It was like he's throwing a bunch of punches, but when you look at it, none of them are landing. None of them are landing.
Haney dipped that one.
Yeah.
None of those ones did land, and that was Haney was either backed up against the rope or in the corner when that happened. I remember, and he slipped.
But even then, in the entirety of the round, I know like you throwing 4 punches, even if they had all landed, it's still not enough to win the round. So.
Oh, but he did. But around 3 minutes. I mean, just by slipping 4 punches doesn't mean that you win.
Okay. Well, then since you wanted to add that part, the whole round was him dictating the pace with the jab. He established the right hand to the body from the beginning. Did that in the second round as well. Flurry, the length was him trying to be on the front foot, allowed him to use his length a little better. Loma eventually caught up with him, but no, I'm just saying that there was lots of series in the fight where Loma was throwing combinations that weren't landing. Now, the only 2 definitive rounds that I can give Loma
was there everything that Devin was throwing that wasn't landing, or did everything that Devin throw landed?
What? No, I'm not saying.
No. I'm just no.
Of course they both missed punches, but I'm saying because of the crowd reaction, it made it seem like he was landing punches he wasn't.
Yeah, and I'm just asking, like, don't get offended. I'm asking, was it the other way round? Also, did that happen the other way around as well?
It might have. I'm gonna say it. Of course, they both missed punches, but I'm saying that Haney wasn't getting credit for punches he wasn't landing.
Yeah,
I think Lomachenko was getting. And here's another thing. Automatically after the first round, I knew it was something goofy because it showed like the CompuBox popped up and it showed them both with 6 punches landed. I'm like, Lomachenko did not. They did not land the same amount of punches in that first round. So I've always took CompuBox with a grain of salt, because I know it's not very accurate, but it was clear and obvious. Like, bro, like they did not land the same amount of punches in that first round. It's impossible. So that point, I knew then that I just had to really lock in and pay attention to the fight. There's 2 definitive rounds in the fight that I got absolutely give Loma. That's no question. 10 and 11, he won easily. He won those big. So those ones I gave to him. 12, I kind of like.
I gave that to Devin. No, I did.
I ended up giving 12 to Devin because I think he kind of realized that he needed to smash the gas a little. Be honest, if Loma presses in that 12th round, we got to draw. I mean, I just like it was that close. Any of the anybody dictating kind of feel like it's right. I think, like I said, people got caught up into it. Like if you were watching that live on television, if you were casual and you heard the crowd and you heard the commentary, of course you would think Loma won the fight. So because we all know if you're watching a fight at the house, you listen to guys talking. You know, I'm experienced enough to know to mute the TV, but you know, casuals and regular people don't know to do that. They're trying to enjoy the fight, but it's just like the commentary was horrible. So like I said, I edged it to Devin, but it's a extremely close fight. I wouldn't have been mad with 6-6. I wouldn't have been mad.
My God.
You know, I would have definitely. I could have easily seen that because, like I said, there was some close rounds in there. But this was like. Just because it's a close fight and competitive, I'm just saying that there's some things Loma could have did that would have made it where you could have tilted it
anyway,
his way.
That Loma one, could you have seen any judge giving it a majority decision of them saying a draw or one judge saying Loma won and 2 judges saying Devin Haney won? If that was the
no, I couldn't see Loma winning the fight. Maybe a draw at best, but not winning the fight.
Got you. Muy interesante.
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry.
And I said, muy interesante. No, yeah, it's interesting to you. Hang on, let me
Well,
just
I
do.
only caught the first part of like I watched it a little while like earlier today, but Blood got an excellent breakdown on his channel. Like it is really good.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
It would kind of reaffirm because at first I kind of questioned. I'm like thinking later, but like I was like, no, I turned off the commentary and judged it straight up because I'm not necessarily. I don't know. There's things that I don't that I have to. Loma showed up, man. He did his thing, but like I said, it's just like the commentary is so bad. It's like to the point that I was trying to find something. I was like, are they airing this in the UK where maybe I can get some UK commentary or something? It was that horrible.
Our one was bad as well, but as everybody should know, I've not even watched a fight of any commentary. When you're doing it live online, you can't have the volume on. So I'm hardly. I'd like to actually go back and watch the fight for a third time with the commentary and so I can see it from what the casual seen it from that point of view. But I don't really usually watch fights with commentary on anyway.
The commentary made it seem like Loma got robbed when it's like really like I think.
Yeah,
it's funny that we were hard on people back in maybe whatever his stuff outside the ring, but like Lampley and these guys, but like they never just made it so that when you watch the fight, you just got confused and thought somebody else won. Well, maybe a few times with Pacquiao, but it's like, bro, it was so bad. It's just like Tim Bradley's just not. He is terrible. It's like he's the worst. I don't really like Paulie Malignaggi, but he's way better than him.
Oh,
Tim Bradley is garbage. It's like. It's just like, and then now I see he came out talking about, he can see where.
Yeah, we'll get onto that. I want to get onto that in a minute, actually. This Malignaggi shit and stuff. We'll get there. Let me just do the super chat. Shouts out to DJ Wally West for dropping that $2 on your girl. Brits are better boxing fans than us, sad to say. Yeah, because we had to go down the race card again. KK went there, because blacks, you lot split your boxing with black fighter versus white fighter. Me and Kenny Ken was just saying that we don't.
But boxing was in the UK before it was in America, though.
Yeah, but it was never racist. I mean, it was obviously racist, but I think because it's been here for so long, really as a 200-300. It was established the most when the Marquess of Queensberry rules was,
way before then. Yeah, it was established before then.
Yeah, about the 18th century. So it's been here a long time. So I think it's as a Brit, no matter if you're a black Brit, white Brit, it's just ingrained as a part of your culture. So boxing's just boxing. We didn't really, and as knowing boxing as you're growing up, it was always dominated by black fighters. So it was, and then you had some of the white ones. We just never sat down and said, oh, well, this is black versus white, like what you lot do, and make it into
we have a long history with the color line. That's the part of the reason.
Yeah, it's
historically. I don't care. It's boring, and you're putting a bad taste in everybody's mouth. Keep it to yourselves. What I'm saying is, stop people keep bringing it to my channel. Your problems ain't mine. I don't come to you lot with my problems. Stop coming to my shit with your problems. I don't want them. We're fine. We're okay. Sort it out. You've been emancipated for 400 years. Let's keep it moving. Like I said, you don't hang on to the same old school girlfriend that you dumped 400 years ago. 40 years ago, 20 years ago. Are you still thinking about her, or have you moved on? You've moved on, innit? You fucked other bitches after that, innit? Haven't you? Yeah, you have.
Well, if you had to put it like that.
Well, how else you got to put your blood? It's true. Have you stayed with the same bitch that you had in 2010?
No.
Any of you lot? Or have you been fucking other bitches ever since?
Damn, LadyChann.
Okay. Yeah, same thing. 400 years. It's happened. We remember it. We refer to it when necessary. We fucking hate it. It's a part of our history. We're proud and we're disgusted with it. Because we on the proud side, look what we went through, and we've came out on the other side. But we've come out on the other side for a reason, to carry on living, not just to merely exist. You guys holding it on, and your mantra of your country is land of the free. Still seem a bit enslaved over here. We're just not rocking with it. So I'm just saying, I love all you, my Americans. My family's American. I grew up being in America a hell of a lot. Yeah. And I'm just trying to say, let's just move on. Let's just keep the sport of boxing. Let's not turn it into, we're all trying to escape day-to-day life by loving sports. We don't need to bring politics, religion, and color into sports. Okay, so to be on the panel, I just got to let you know, a super chat has to be sent in of $5 minimum, or you've got to be a member. So that's how it's rocking today. So one or the other. Yeah, I would say be a member. It's cheaper than the $5. Yeah,
y'all miss out, man. It's good interviews on the membership.
Put you up on game. Yeah,
nice interviews, real good ones.
So people have been popping up, but everybody that's come through, shouts out to y'all, because some people just come through with the super chats and they ain't even wanted to come on the panel. Everybody that's on the panel here is donated or they're a member. Shouts out to hang on, I've got one more to do as well. Hang on.
Please get the fuck out of here, man. It's my night.
I wasn't supposed to be that one, by the way. God, the wrong thing. I was supposed to pull up something. There it goes. My bad. Yeah, there we go. God, I played Canelo. Get the fuck out of here. But it is our night. Yeah, don't bring your problems to me. Don't make your problems my problems. For real, though. For real, for fucking real. My Welsh compadre, he was like, keep saying England, it's rude. All right, these things that happen in the UK. All right, in the United Kingdom. Yeah, you are part of the UK. We're just two different countries within the UK. If for real, these things that happen in the UK. Someone has to keep the lights on for dropping that quarter of a dime on your girl. Thanks, Dr. P in the boots. Okay, so thank you, Dr. P. Moving along swiftly now. We've got, I'll bring it up actually. Let's have a look. We'll do my fucking report, shall we? Because Paulie. Hey, Paulie. Baby, I got your money, don't you worry. I said, hey, Paulie boy. Paulie is, I'm going to try and see if I can even get, like, I'm not really rocking with.
Let it blaze.
I'm not rocking with how he's just moving like this. Like, he's moving mad. Come on, let me just get their interview. Fuck it. Like, shouts out to Fight Hype with this one. I don't own the rights. You lot always demonetize me and flag me for every thing anyway. But this will be under the fair usage thing, so I don't think I will be. Let me just get it up for y'all to see, and then we shall. Paulie is just, yeah. I'll see. Do you know what? Paulie's been ducking mad smoke from me. I spoke to him, I want to say about 7 months ago, maybe 6, maybe 5, right? And he was going to come because he's been on the show a couple of times, and there was something that he said, and I was like, right, let me get him on the show so he can say stuff. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to come on. And then when it was getting closer to it, he ducked the smoke, and and then he popped up again. Yeah, I'm going to duck the smoke. Yeah, you're ducking. You're like Tyson Fury, mate. You're ducking. So I was like, I see what he said. But he just keeps ducking me because he knows what I'm really going to talk about, and he don't want me to talk about it. Because the first time he came on my show, I wasn't too aware of everything. But a couple years ago, when he first came on my show, and he said, "Oh, I said something about Devin Haney or something," and I was like, "Oh, so why don't you say?" Because I wasn't really in these spaces. What did you say? And he was like, "No, I just prefer not to say." So now you know that I know all the stuff that you're saying, Paulie. You don't want to come on because you know that I'm very forthright. And there you go. All right. So you ready to watch this? Let me just take off the banners so you guys can see it properly, okay? Shouts out to Fight Hype, like I said. Oh yeah, why it's called Lomachenko's retiring is because that's what we was going to speak about. AJ.
Y'all, I'm here. You got my message?
Yeah, you got to go. I know. Go ahead.
Yep. Okay.
Thank you for joining us, AJ, and we
All
can
right.
find you on Twitter.
Yeah. All right, y'all take it easy.
Yeah. All right, I'll speak to you in a bit.
Okay, sounds good.
AJ has left the building. And then there were 3.
Peace out, Lord J.
No, it was 3. Hang on, let me just make sure so you guys can see everything clear. Hang on. Okay. I need diamond. Hang on. Where are we? It's labeled scumbag. Poorly, man. Fucking hell. Yeah. You're just doing the most. Okay. There you go. No, wrong one.
With Paulie Malignaggi,
I lost my voice. All right, guys, excuse my voice.
former champion at 140 and 147. Paulie, your reaction to Body's performance tonight?
I thought he did a really good job. I thought he let the knockout develop, and then he went and took it.
Pro level?
I think he's almost ready for a good puncher. He's a cerebral fighter, but he's a destroyer and searching for the knockout. And he sets it up very well. I think he's going to be a fun guy to watch, and I think he can compete on world levels.
No doubt, Paulie. Now, the main reason I wanted to come talk to you was get your reaction of Haney and Loma last night.
I think the reaction of the whole boxing community itself speaks for itself. Listen, I was going to, praise Haney for some of the things he did well last night, because Haney surprised me some of the things he did well, better than I expected him to. But he still lost the fight. I mean, it's clear as day he lost the fight. Everybody knows he lost the fight. As a matter of fact, everybody in boxing, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 people, I mean, it's almost unanimous at this point that, everybody felt like he lost the fight, he was losing the fight. But it's boxing politics, There's more of a future for a 24-year-old as an undisputed champion than there is for a 35-year-old. And unfortunately, the business of boxing doesn't have any respect. It doesn't discriminate. It will what's the word I'm looking for? It will jam it in you, regardless of what reputation you have.
Just a couple things on that fight, and I mean, he did put in a lot of body work. He could have scored it a draw.
I think if you're really generous, you can score a draw. I think anything more than a draw, you're a scumbag. I think if you give Haney every round that he does something in, including rounds where Loma does more than him, but Haney still did some things, because you don't score a round just because the guy did something. Sometimes the other guy does more. So there's rounds where Loma did everything and he won those rounds. But then there's also rounds where Loma did more than Haney, but Haney did some things. And then there's rounds where, Haney won the rounds, right? So if you give Haney even the rounds where he did a little bit, but he still didn't do enough to win the round, but he did some work where you found an excuse, I like that he did that, I give him the round, even though it's not enough, but you're looking for a reason to give Haney a round, which is not the way you're supposed to score a fight anyway, then you can maximum get him 6 rounds, maximum. If you find 7 rounds under that criteria to give him the rounds, you're a dirt scumbag. And you were rooting for Haney from the start, and it's obvious. So, and I think the biggest proof, somebody sent me a screenshot of the DraftKings round by round. And this is something, the actions of the lines are something that really reflect on the public and the public opinion of how things are going. Lomachenko at the first bell started the fight at plus 200 after starting at plus 275 initially. So all the late money was coming in on Lomachenko. More importantly, at the start of round 12, if you go to live bets on DraftKings, Lomachenko was minus 500.
No way. Are you serious?
I'm 100% serious. And I'll show you the screenshot on my phone.
What a point.
So you can give opinions left and right, but those numbers are irreplaceable and do not lie. If everyone is to move the line from plus 200 to Lomachenko to minus 500, that means all of the money from during the live betting is coming in on Lomachenko, because everybody and their moms believes Lomachenko is winning the fight. So everybody can give you all the opinions now, which most of them are for Lomachenko anyway. But even you dirtbags out there, I know why you listen. Let's be honest. All right, let's be frankly honest. Let's go there. Let's go where nobody wants to go. All right. The small percentage of people that still had Haney winning the fight and are happy that Haney got this decision are the ones that are happy the white guy lost. That's it. That's the small percentage of people. Because even most everybody, black, white, Spanish, everybody I've talked to, and you see them in public, you see them even publicly stating things, all have Lomachenko winning the fight. if you have Haney still winning the fight, aside from the 3 judges, which we know are in the bag, right? Aside from them, and yo, I got one more little tidbit for you. I'll break it to you here. Bob re-signed Haney 2 nights before the fight. Okay?
No way.
2 nights before the fight.
Oh, that's crazy. Hey, I appreciate you, Paulie. God bless.
Did you hear that? Well, the things that I want to just talk about. All right, not everyone's dirtbags and scumbags. Just because they didn't go your way, Mr. Melanage, you know. But we all know that he has a big issue with Bill. They hate each other, and he just doesn't like Devin Haney. So when he speaks about Devin Haney, I can't really, take his what he says for much. And then Paulie does. I don't really like to throw out the ism card, but he just seems that he doesn't rock for the black fighters. I don't know why, because Paulie is Sicilian, and they're looked at from the Italians, because the island of Sicily is where it's a lot of darker Italians, coarser hair. They call them like the nigger Italians, So a lot of the mainland Italians never, ever like the Sicilians. So Paulie growing up there, for the most part, is quite shocking that he doesn't really rock with us.
He's a queen, but this is going to be sleep. He's a queen, but this is going to be sleep.
There you go.
Now it's funny, isn't it? In that context. Yeah, he just don't rock with us. And it's just, it's annoying. And then everybody scumbags, what do you say? You're dirtbags. And then he did say something that was 2 things that were interesting. So the live betting swayed by the time it got to round 12, Lomachenko was a minus 500, which means he was then the favorite. They'd seen that he was the favorite to win the round, to win that fight, for the money to sway from one side. So basically, if you put on $100 for Loma to win at a minus 500, you would get back. I think you would only get back your fight. You would get back, I think, 500 plus your 100. So yeah. That's what you would get. You'd need to bet you'd need to bet 500 to get back $100. So you'd have to bet 500 to get $100 back if Loma won. Do you understand what I'm saying? So basically you'd come back out with 600. So then Devin Haney is now not the favorite. So that was showing that the numbers swang, that people was looking like how people were coming into the bettings or to casinos or whatever. They was looking at the fight saying, oh shit, look like Devin's not winning. So that's how they was betting. So that's why by the time it got to the 12th rounds, he was a minus 500. So that's very interesting. Got to keep that in mind. Then he comes out and says that, and we spoke about this on the show a day ago after the fight, and we was like, Ivo said it as well. I was like, I think he probably just goes back to the zone. And Ivo was like, yeah, you'd think that, but I think maybe he possibly just re-signed with Top Rank. And we was like, well, and then we went through like why, So Paulie's now revealed, I've said it as breaking news, but let's see, because he said that Devin Haney re-signed with Top Rank 2 days before this fight. So, because everybody was asking, if this was a robbery and it was paid off why Devin Haney had to win, what would be the reason? Because he's going back to the zone. He's out of his contract now with Bob. See, if we hear that Devin Haney's re-signed with Bob, you guys can't refute that. This gives merit to really that Lomachenko probably did win that fight. Because I'm still saying it's a draw, but I couldn't see that Devin Haney won that fight. I'm sorry, I wanted him to win, and I'm not going to take back my words. I had it as a draw, but there was no way that I could see that. If I had to pick who would edge it, I would say I could more see that Lomachenko won this fight more than Devin Haney winning this fight. And now it's more, it could be explained that this is a business move with Devin Haney being the younger fighter and Lomachenko being 35. You know, not looking good if that comes out that he has re-signed to top rank. Paulie's a lot of things. Big mouth, motor mouth, forthright. Even could call him the R word, you know. But he's not a liar. And he's got a lot of intel, you know. And he's told me stuff that I've seen pan out. And I won't say anything because it's not my business to say if something's off the record. So I know he's not a liar. So I'm just wanting to know, how does that make you lot feel? Watch him like, he still won.
I don't really care that much about Paulie Malignaggi's opinion. He's just another fighter out there, ex-fighter, former fighter. He has an opinion. Some of his opinions are extreme. I think that his expertise is actually calling fights and breaking them down and things like that. But outside of that, I don't really look at him as, I really don't pay too much attention to Paulie outside of calling a fight blow by blow. I think he's pretty good at that. But that's as far as I take it with him. Now, I respect him for getting in the ring, getting in that squared circle. I've seen him on the show that he has with Roy Jones and Antonio Carver, right, which I thought is a pretty good show. They've never said nothing about him being a racist before, but I've heard things like that. You know, a lot of people have accused Paulie of being a racist.
He said to me, he's not. I've brought it up to, I've spoken to him about it. And he's like, so why do I speak to you then? Like, just because, yeah. He's like,
well, you know, maybe he does come down a little bit harder on the black fighters. I'm not going to defend Paulie either because I don't know him like that. I really don't.
Yeah.
What I like him best for is blow by blow commentary. That's pretty much it. After that, I don't really deal with him.
So what would you think if you hear that? What he said about Devin Haney re-signing to Bob 2 days before this fight. Does that mean anything to you, or?
I mean, possibly, yeah. It could mean that Devin Haney was probably the better guy to go with because you know he has less miles in the tank. He's a lot younger than Lomachenko, and maybe he could a benefit off of Devin Haney, having Devin Haney in the top ranked banner rather than an older fighter like Lomachenko, who there might not even be nothing there to cash him out at this time. So that could mean something. That could absolutely mean something. I agree. Now, I don't know if he re-signed with Top Rank. Is that something just Paulie said, or has that been confirmed?
Oh, no, it's not been confirmed. It's just what Paulie said. My only thing is that Paulie's has said a lot of things off the record to me. And, well, I haven't spoken to him a while, but a good few times, some things. And when I say, sometimes I come and say certain things and, you say, oh, you can say it, and then I'll say it and it comes into fruition. So I can't call him a liar for him just to say that on there. I know he just wants to spoil the whole parade. I'm not saying that he's saying it in good faith because it's probably the truth, but he's saying it just to totally shit on Devin Haney because it's just going to cast even more of a shadow on because when Terence Crawford re-signed to Bob, everyone was like, oh, why did you do that for? Well, that means he really didn't want to cross on the other side of the street. He really didn't want to fight Spence then, because if you want to fight Spence, why are you re-signing to Bob Arum? Bob Arum's race. Do you remember that? Remember all of that? So I just want people to keep the same damn energy, by the way. This is why I'm highlighting it. I want people to keep the same energy. Because if Devin Haney has re-signed to Bob Arum and hasn't stated it, which was 2 days before the fight, then I've got to side-eye it as well. I've got to side-eye everything. I'm like, well, that's why Loma wasn't allowed to win. Sorry, I'm running with it. Well, all I'm saying, it's not going to look good, is it? It's just not going to look good on the little lad. It's not.
I think. Well, here's the thing about Paulie. That's why I said earlier, as his color commentary, as a guy as calling fights, Paulie is excellent. The situation I feel like here is a lot of stuff he said in that statement that he wanted to be accusatory to like the Haney fans and their group. That's what he was doing. Like he's saying, you want to give somebody credit for him doing something in that round, but it's like, bro, that's what you were doing. And then he said some predisposition about, well, because you just rocking because you're disposed to being a Haney fan, you're predisposed to being a Lomachenko fan. It's the same. Everything that you're saying where somebody would see the fight the other way around. You're doing the same thing, and that's the heat of boxing. If you have a favorite sports, period. If you have a favorite team and you see them lose a close game, or sorry about that, damn, you see them lose a close event, you're gonna look kind of swaying towards one way. You know, we over here we watch basketball. We're like, oh, that wasn't a foul. You know, like that's what happens when you're predispositioned to think another side won or not. So I don't know. I have to take it with a grain of salt because, like I said, ever since because Paulie, when he fought, I enjoy Paulie when he would speak after fights and stuff. Like I always thought he was legit, but ever since the Adrian Broner stuff, he's kind of been kind of hit and miss, and it's kind of weird. Like it's like, where's the motivation? But as a color commentary, he's excellent. But at the end of the day, everything he's trying to say or insinuate is exactly the same shit he's been doing. So it's like, and he hates like legit. Like we want to talk about animosity and bias. Like they hate each other. So it's for real. So I mean, I don't know what to take of it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
does it if it comes out that Devin Haney has re-signed to Bob Arum, can you see why people will go with, okay, this makes it solidifies to me that Loma did win and he was robbed for this.
I mean, that's if you choose not to watch the fight, because my choice of picking who I decided won the fight was straight up because I watched the fight. All the other stuff outside the ring didn't matter. I've seen Lomachenko dominate dudes. Like I was saying here on the show about exactly how he was going to win. I was picking Haney just mainly because he is younger, and that was the situation there. But like I clearly said then, split decision. Like I knew this was going to be close, and like I said, if like to me, even if he did, because the thing about it is they were trying to press to get re-signed anyway. Like they've been trying to do that now.
Who?
Devin and them, they were talking about they wanted another option.
Not to Top Rank.
No, it was Top Rank. They came out. Bill said that they wanted to press for another option for another fight with Top Rank. Like they wanted another additional fight. They wanted they want to re-sign with him because.
But then also, Bill also said on record that they don't mind being able to go back to Eddie because being with Eddie is a partnership.
You just said it. You just said it. The words, look at the words. They don't mind. So basically he said we open to everything. And so I'm not surprised he didn't resign. I'm not surprised they didn't go back. They went back to Top Rank. Because like I said before, when he first came there, or like Tank's unwillingness to go there, anybody at 140 and below, if you're not signed at Top Rank, you're not trying to fight nobody because everybody is there. Everybody at 140 and below is at Top Rank. So if you go to the zone, then he's in the same situation he was in when he was over there to begin with.
Bill says one thing and another, even in the.
Well, okay, but I'm just saying it's in the realms of possibility that he.
Yeah, just even before the fight at the presser, he was just like thank you to Bob Arum, you know, yeah, and he did. Whoever watched the pre-fight presser, Bill said, you know, this is our last fight on the contract. Basically, thank you, fuck off. Everyone took it as like how Terence Crawford dumped Arum. It was pretty much like that. You can go back and watch it. Bill Haney said.
Okay, I mean, that's fine, but like I said, until we know for sure. My
whole point is I'm not really putting any stock in what Bill said either.
Yeah, I'm just saying that there was options.
Whatever your narrative is, you're going to cling towards that. Oh, he said that he'll potentially sign to Top Rank, so you'll go with that. Oh, but I'm not saying it was 100%. I'm saying it was just a possibility that I didn't see it out the realm of them re-signing with Top Rank. Let's just sometimes we should like hear everything across the board evenly.
No, that's literally what I'm saying. I'm saying that just because he said both, and I literally just said like I'm not surprised that he didn't sign back because, like you said, he said both. He said that, and then like I said, I could put up a thing where he said the other thing. So basically, he's giving you two options. I'm not saying that one was like I'm not definitively saying it could have been anything. Like,
Yeah,
he
but
said,
that's why I
one
don't
minute you want to go
listen to
back to Eddie, then 1 minute you say, hey, we want a 4 fight with them so we can get Shakur, and we're going to stay at 135. So when somebody's
just wanna
constantly
see
giving
what
you
he does.
100 options, then I'm not surprised that they finally chose one of them.
Yeah, but it's just funny that you didn't declare it, but yeah, didn't announce it. Usually people announce when they've done, you know, oh, we
So
have
like I said, we'll see, and if it happens, then it happens. But I didn't score the fight based on any kind of politics. I
No,
scored it.
no. I'm not saying
So I
that.
like it. To me, I don't think
For people that can say at the end of the day, and everybody said it across the board. I'm just saying, all the people that we love and respect, none of them have seen a Haney win. None of them. I've got a draw. Just because Bud Crawford said it wasn't doesn't mean that I didn't change my opinion. My opinion still stands as it is. My opinion stands as it is. The only thing where I'm with them lot is it was a draw for me, but there was no way I could see that Devin Haney won. I've said this before in another fight. I forget which fight it was. Sometimes when there's a draw, you could see each fighter winning. Yeah, I could see how Amanda Serrano won. Yeah, I could see how Katie Taylor won. But, you know, it's a draw. And then you've got draws where you're like, I'll settle for a draw, but really this fighter won. But I'll settle for a draw. I got to a draw, but if I swung it one extra round, I was just fair. I looked at I gave the champ one of the swing rounds, and the second swing round that I had, if you watch my rewatch, I actually go back and watch a couple rounds just to make sure, so I'm not doing no willy-nilliness, like to be fair, so I can get it. Okay, effective aggression, clean effective punches, defense, ring generalship. Okay, I go down that list because I have to give that round to someone. I'm not 10-10 it at all because this is important. This is why we're all here and nobody knows who won, because everybody's like 10-10, swing, it's 10-10. No, find a fucking round. So I gave the other one to Lomachenko. When I looked, it was 114. I just couldn't see how Devin won. But shouts out, everybody's got a different set of lenses, isn't it? I'm not saying my lens is better than yours and yours is better than mine. But what I'm saying is, with this Paulie Malignaggi saying this, and because across the board a lot of people think that Devin Haney didn't win, I'm just saying this may put. I just hope that what Paulie has said isn't true, even though everything he's told me is panned out true. I just hope this one isn't, because it's just going to add fuel to the fire that told you Loma got robbed. This is the reason Devin Haney. They're going to go at that young lad. It's just and there's not going to be that much people that, unfortunately, they'll stop rooting for him, because you know how fickle you lot are. Not even us. It's you lot. It just doesn't look good if that is with how it's panned out. The betting swayed. Yeah, you said Loma won 10 and 11. It was a draw going into the 12th. You would pick Loma to finish it. That explains the betting line. That explains the betting line to you. Doesn't mean that that's how it was. That's how you explain the betting line is. Do you know what I mean? Only the betting line can tell us how it really went. So what I'm saying is, with all that, we just don't need any more. We don't need any more fuckeries that is just going to be like, told you he was gifted this. It's just not going to look good. That's all I'm asking you lot. It's not really going to look that great if this is fucking true. If he has signed with Top Rank, and then you had Bob on the hot mic when he didn't realise that the mic was on, and they was coming on the stage to do the post-fight presser, and Bob said, "You beat him easy, like." You saw that, right? Did you guys see that? You saw that, right? No?
Yes, I saw it.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So Two-Face Bob had got. So when it was the post-fight, Bob didn't realise his mic was on, the hot mic, and he said, "You beat him easy, like sorry, like for that. You beat him easy." You know, just all of these. Sometimes people just need to connect the dots. Like, it's not black white. It's just about what the fuck is right in front of you. But you know, if you are into black white things like this, you'll just choose to not acknowledge it. I just look at these things just for. I don't care, black or white. To me, it pans out that Lomachenko wasn't allowed to win, regardless. It wasn't set up. We've seen this in boxing many a time. Let the younger fighter win. We've got more money invested. He'll bring us more money because he's younger. We can have him for longer. Lomachenko, yeah, he's fucking elite, but he's on the slide. We ain't gonna have him for much longer, are we? We know this happens in boxing. I don't know. I understand, like, when it's people's boxers that they root for, all of a sudden their memories go and they just don't realise that boxing's been like this. But because it's their fighter, all of this cannot be accounted. I just do things where I can see where things make sense. 1 + 1 makes 2. I don't know. I just thought I'd ask you guys it. For me, looks suspect. Shouts out to DJ Wally West for dropping that quarter of a dab on your girl. To be fair, Devin's profile has increased under Top Rank. I fucking agree.
The weekly wrap-up Shady Show.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I just come to connect some dots. Yeah, I wish the lad the best. Like, I just hope that he's not going to get any more hate, but he will. And these things don't help. You know, you got Pop Paulie, Haterade, Malinagi, but he's come with a couple points that right now they're not confirmed. Gonna have to wait and see if he's if he has done that, and if he has re-signed, then he's re-signed, and you just expect a backlash. I'm sure it will all just finish after a while, but I'm just saying a backlash will be coming if that's the truth. Yeah. What else did you lot want to say on that? On anything with do you think? Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you, lads. For me, Lomachenko should just retire. A part of me wants him to still fight, but I mean, you're 35. Where's the road? Where's the road to recovery here? Does anybody see that what he should do, Blood?
I'd like to see him just go on ahead and call it a day, man. I think he's done enough in the sport of boxing. He had a long amateur career. He's 35 years old. It's obvious that the miles have caught up with him. I think it's best for him to go ahead and retire. If he wants to fight on, that's fine, but he's going to be fighting guys that are younger than him. He has options. He could stay at 135. He could go back down to 130. Some people have mentioned him doing that. If he still wants to win one more championship, there might be a belt there for him, but I don't think he'll ever be an undisputed. He's too old now. I would prefer to see him retire, LadyChann.
Yeah. Got to leave the beauties. Got to go now. Yeah, I said the same thing. Go to 130 if that's the case, because you are little. 135 was always a stretch. Don't think Devin Haney. I think I heard someone. I don't know. I don't want to say Devin Haney said this and he didn't, but I heard it. Devin Haney said he could rematch him at He did, didn't it? At 140. He did say that, didn't he? At the post-fight presser. He said, I could rematch him at 140. I thought, he knows Loma can't make no 140. 135 was a fucking stretch. But I mean, that's what he said. Yeah, it was him that said it. It was at the post-fight presser. Because Devin Haney said he may go up. This is the thing that I'm not sure now. So Dev is saying that because before this, after he beat Cambosos the second time, Bill was like, we are going to 140. That's it. But then obviously the Loma fight came through. Shouts out to Devin for taking that fight because we wanted that fight because Tank was not taking these types of fights. Cool. So we get that. But then afterwards, we're going to 140. So now they're saying that they'll go to 140. Dev said he'll go to 140, try it out, but keep his belts at 135. And if he doesn't like it at 140, he'll come back down to 135. So basically, you're going to be a Leo Santa Cruz like vibe, or you're going to be, Canelo as well. It's like, that means you're going to start. Do you understand? You're going to start putting making that division stagnant. But he did say he would fight his mandatories. But if it makes money, it makes sense basically to stay at 135. But then he contradicts himself. He says I'm really tight at the weight. but you know, I'm disciplined and I make the weight. I just don't know what his next move is. And they asked if he's going to fight Shakur, who beats him, in my opinion. He said, I could fight Shakur at 135. Yeah. I could fight Shakur at 140. I could fight Shakur at 147. Okay, so that's just a blanketed statement. It's a bit ambiguous. We don't know which weight division now you're really going to do it. Who else do you like? Do you know what I mean? Because if you are going to defend your mandatories, Shakur is going to be one of your mandatories. What's Shakur got? The WBA. What belt has he got? What belt has Shakur got? Has he got a belt at 135? He does, isn't it?
No, he doesn't, because
Haney's
undisputed.
He's got the 135 at 130.
Got them all, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Has Shakur got the WBO at 130?
No, he don't have anything there anymore. He's not. He doesn't have anything now.
No, but at 130, what did he have?
I think he might have became unified at 130. Not undisputed, but I think he might have had two.
Yeah, he was.
I can't remember which belts it was he had, though. To be honest,
because I was just thinking, does the WBO? If he had the WBO, doesn't that carry that you can be the mandatory once you move up on the WBO?
Right. I don't think that's the belt he had, though. But I'm not.
Yeah, it must not be, because that's what I was
look it up for you while you're talking.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Thank you. So basically, it was a bit ambiguous with how he's going to fight Core, and then he was, didn't discount out the Teofimo Lopez's, but just the thing of him saying that I would like to test 140, and if I don't like it, go down. But then saying that I'm tight at the weight. So just move up. I mean, you didn't see Terence Crawford go from 135 and go up to 140 and then go down and go, oh, I don't like it up there. I'm going back down.
Yeah, the WBC and WBO. Sorry, Mr. James.
Oh, so yeah. So that I'm sure that means he can lock Devin into a fight. I'm sure of it. I thought that was the rules of the.
I've heard about that.
Usyk did it to Joshua. Usyk did it to Joshua.
It was until recently that, with the one exception, and I don't know if because he evaded his mandatory before he moved up, but Andrade had that WBO. He didn't get to punch his ticket immediately when he moved up to 168 against Canelo.
You should have. I don't know why.
He been able to, but for some reason he wasn't. Or I don't know.
Usyk was able to do that with Joshua.
Majority of the time, yeah, because that's how
he won that belt right before he moved up, though. He won that belt. He won the WBO.
Yeah, and
then he moved up.
Went to 35.
Right.
But isn't just the fact that he had it? What is it? Just the fact that he had it, he can still. Okay, yeah, I don't, because the rules change for different fighters. One fighter is this rule, and then that fighter is for real.
I was just been like that, so you can punch your ticket. But like I said, it's like who knows. He might have fucking told somebody their shirt was ugly, and they said, "No, it doesn't work for you." You know how these organizations are.
Get out of here, strike. Yeah, I know. Oh well, I don't really. What do you guys listen? In my opinion, and then you lot can take the floor. In my opinion, look, Devin Haney is a good fighter. He's done good things. He's in the history books. I salute him all day and twice on a fucking Sunday. But I just kind of thought, you watch the fight. Do you have him as elite? Because I don't think he's elite. I think he's damn good. Because you know what, he became repetitive with the combinations he started to throw with Loma, and he didn't seem to be able to adapt and adjust, which I have seen him do. But I guess because it's like the Cambososes and they're just low level, I guess in the grand scheme of things. He wipes the floor with them, and he was just able to adjust and bring different things to his arsenal. But for me watching the Loma fight, I saw him kind of how I saw Joshua with Usyk, like totally fucking confused. Didn't know in the end what to do. Devin Haney's got one of the best jabs in boxing, but even that got negated after a while. Then it just like he didn't know what to do. And you saw him. Even though I didn't have the sound on, and I need to watch it, right? I know just by watching that, it looked like there was desperation in there. Like, they looked like they was despaired. Devin Haney sat there like, breathing mad hard. His lip was bust. His mouth was bleeding. And at the end of a fight, you can always tell when a fighter thinks that they won. And Devin Haney's body language was, Lomachenko was like, yeah. And Devin Haney's was like, when he was cutting off the things, it didn't look like, he looked totally shocked that he'd won. So for me,
yes. I saw them immediately after the fight. He did jump up on the thing and run around the ring. So, I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
there wasn't no body language. Where I felt like he thought he had lost. I think he just, those last rounds were so rough. I didn't think he anticipated to be that rough. The issue with him is this, I got to say this straight up, because I think Devin Haney's he's a good young talent. He is 24, so I'll give him caveats of being a young champion, undisputed. But his prospects, to me, because of how 140 is, bad business. I think, but also what we got to understand, I think, and this sucks about boxing, is that it's been so rare that we've seen the high level matchups that when you go against a dude that's elite and he's high level, you look kind of like you can't do certain things. It kind of like he was the tension is so thick in these fights. When you see these guys, they're elite. It's like you're sitting there waiting for like, oh man, at any point this dude could do that. Like you're like, and just think, as much as you feeling that, the fighters, it's 1,000 times fold. So he was like, you could see the angst. Like he knew what situation he was in.
What is he going to do? Yeah.
Yeah. And the problem, like I said, because in boxing, because we like now it's become so far few between. It's like we're not used to seeing him. And really, like whenever you have like if Bivol is allowed to fight Beterbiev, you're going to see like this type of two elite dudes, and like the energy is just going to be crazy. So it's going to look like
different with them.
Somebody's going to be able to take something away from each other. So I think it's more of a testament that Lomachenko is an elite fighter, and
that's what I'm saying.
He puts you in a weird position, and he's a southpaw. That's the other thing that's always tricky.
Yeah, he's an Usyk. He's a little Usyk, or Usyk's a big Loma. They're the same people.
So it's the same thing like when I said about AJ fighting Usyk. It's not like I would be like, well, there's not like 100 Usyks out here that like he wouldn't look like that. It's just this particular fighter's a rarity. Like it's not normal. And I think that's why I test a lot of the things he wasn't able to do, is because it's just like it's abnormal fighting somebody like that. And you hear about it, but you don't really know what it's like to fight that dude to you in the ring. Like Floyd used to have that same kind of effect on people. Like you think that you can do something with the guy until you get in the ring, when you're like, oh shit, how's he over there? What is he doing? And next thing you know, you get nervous and you don't throw certain shots you want to throw. It's just
with you said that you see that with Bivol and Beterbiev. Yeah, I don't think you will, because they're two different. Beterbiev, Bivol is cerebral, so everything he does, he's that Usyk where you're like, wow, what am I going to do? Because everything I do doesn't work against him. We saw that with Canelo, totally frustrated. With Beterbiev, he's the brawn. Not saying that he doesn't have the ring IQ, but it's not cerebral. These Devin Haney's kind of on his route to being maybe a cerebral fighter in its infancy. Lomachenko is an experienced cerebral fighter. I just don't think you'll see that same.
No, I don't mean necessarily in styles, but I just mean when you have somebody that has something that you're not used to seeing. Like for instance, Beterbiev has, he's been knocking dudes out, but who have you fought that has a Bivol style chin that maybe when you do hit him with them flush shots, he doesn't stagger, he stays there. So it's like it brings an element of like when you bring somebody
no. It's
your
not
normal weapons don't do the same thing. So that's
all I'm saying is with styles. It's not to do with the styles that I'm talking about, because obviously they've both got two different styles. It's about, like, what I'm saying is when you fight someone that's cerebral, like it's not about the style of how, because you can have someone that fights like Bivol, I guess, but they're not cerebral. Bivol's going to make, he's in your head already. He's in your head. You're in his head. He's in your head straight up out of the gate once you hit the ring with him, because you don't know what he's going to do, because it's just, like I'm saying, the level of elitism. Like you're saying with Devin Haney and thingy, but I think Devin Haney, people think that he's a cerebral fighter. It wasn't. He was these two. This is one cerebral elite cerebral fighter against the young'un. Whereas I think just with Beterbiev and Bivol, it's not going to be that kind of chess matchy. Not like that, because you've got one that's cerebral and one that's just a straight brawler, and he's got the highest KO ratio in the business. So
No,
it's
I
a
just
totally
brought the
different
point up because
dynamic.
I'm just saying when you have two elite guys going against shit, when you have guys that are high level guys in a division and they go against you, when you basically have 1 and 2 go against each other, this is the type of situation you get where it's like, because at the end of the day, when you get to elite level, like a guy's like, let's say Lomo, he's going to be good at taking weight. Like what's Haney's probably best weapon? Probably is his jab.
Jab.
So of course, necessarily, like if you know a surreal, like a high level fighter like Lomo's, like in his mind, okay, that's what I'm going to take away. I'm going to parry the jab. I'm going to eventually put it in a situation where he can't land it. That's why I think Haney came in with the adjustment to target that right hand to the body, because it was not going to be, I think they were aware at some point in time that jab was going to get neutralized. And he was getting hit with a straight jab from Lomachenko too. So that's why I'm just saying, when you get elite, when you get top level fights, things that a guy normally could do, any elite fighter could take at least 1 or 2 of those things. And those are like, can be the balance of a fight. So I don't necessarily know how to say like, maybe he's not, I think he's still got work to do. He's a high level fighter right now, but like I say, he's still got work to do.
Do you think that Loma should retire?
Yeah, because I don't want you to become your Yankees Gamboa and just a dude that people put on your fucking record that you fight. Because what happens first is, even if you aren't just getting knocked out, you just slowly start losing fights, and that when you were younger you wouldn't have lost, and then they use the young guys, like you're going to be there. It's not, you're the name they want to put on their record, so they're going to put the young guys in there with you, and you're going to keep fighting younger dudes, and so it's just like, I don't see what else to do. Like, who is it that he could fight and beat? And you'll be like, synonyms, you'll be like, oh yeah, he's already achieved all that. There's nobody at 130 worth fighting for. I mean, come on. He washes everybody. And I mean, it's like, what do you do? Go down 130 and just, I don't see what else there is to do. Long amateur background, 2 Olympic medals. I mean, what else are you got to do? Your faculties are clear. You got conflict at home. You got a lot of stuff going on. It's just like, maybe it's just time to go and pack it in. I don't see nothing. What else are you going to accomplish? I guess probably financially well off. I mean, so.
And then also with Hap, sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat. WPC and WBO for real, he lost them on the scale, innit? He didn't make weight. So maybe that maybe play part of it. So we tried to go through with I'm trying to go through with just to wrap him up. Devin Haney moving to 140. In my opinion, I think that's where we're going to see Devin Haney's first defeat. How I mean, you can beat people like you know, Paulie Malignaggi is talking like he was some, you know, fucking hard hitter. He had pillow fists. He's still a 2-division champ in it. So you can be, but I'm just thinking but you saw him get whopped and molly-whopped by the bigger lads like fucking Sean Porter and all of that, though. They fucked him up. But what I'm saying is, Devin Haney, for me, if you place Devin Haney and think of the top 10 that's in that division, there's only maybe 1 or 2 that Devin Haney, that like down below, that Devin Haney can beat. How do you see Devin Haney faring? I'll go with blood first. Faring in the 140 division.
Well, you know, a lot of the belts Josh Taylor hit was undisputed at one time, so the belts kind of fell at wayside, man. You got Josh Taylor fighting Teofimo. I'd like to see him fight the winner of that fight. I think he could do pretty good at 140 pounds, man. There's guys like Catterall out there. There's some good fights there for him at 140 pounds. There's Regis Prograis. There's no big money fights. It's going to be kind of like high risk, low reward type fights at 140 pounds. I think the bigger money fights are at 135. But 140 might just be one of those divisions that he takes a pit stop at, similar to like what Roy Jones and James Toney did at 168 pounds. Yeah. Floyd Mayweather did it where he made a real quick stop over at 140. Sometimes this is just the weight. They stop at a weight when they're growing into another weight class. Maybe 140 might be the weight class that he stops at for a short period of time to
147.
to go to 147 or something like that. I
Mm.
don't see a whole lot of big money fights for him there at 140. I think the biggest money fight would probably be the winner of Teofimo versus Josh Taylor. Other than that, a fight with someone like Regis Prograis, that's a really high risk fight. And
He
there's
don't
not
beat him. Yeah, he does. Do you think Devin Haney beats Regis Prograis?
Man, I don't know. That's a really hard one to. I'm telling you now, I don't know. To be honest with you, I'd have to think about that one.
Yeah,
I'd have to think.
Yeah, we've covered it a lot on my show for the last good week or two actually, and we've ran down the list a good couple of times, and yeah, there's not.
You don't see it?
No. Super Matthias, no. Jack Catterall, yeah. Anyone that doesn't hit hard. Because I would put Devin Haney in there to beat an outclass like that. But
what about the winner of Teo versus Josh Taylor?
Josh Taylor, no. He hits really hard. Southpaw hits really hard. Yeah, hits really hard. Be a good fight. I mean, I want to see all those fights, but yeah, I don't think he beats Josh Taylor. Not at this minute, unless we've still got a weight drain shitty Josh Taylor, because he's supposed to go up to 47. I've got to see what he looks like, to be honest, in this fight. So I'll hold judgment on that. Let me see what he looks like with this fight, and then I can give a better refreshed opinion, because I'm still going by. I'm even skipping before the Jack Catterall thing where he looked like total trash. I'm going with his undisputed run where he was strong. So. Yeah, actually, I need to update. Let me get an updated view on this Josh Taylor. He may look like trash, and then I'll have to eat my words. So, yeah, I don't know if you can beat whatever Josh Taylor that we've got in front of us coming up. Trying to think. Okay, so Regis Prograis is with the Zone, though. Oh, you're not going back there, according to Paulie, so I don't know if that fight can get made. Who else did we have? We had Arnold Barboza. I think Haney beats him. Yeah, Haney can beat him. Who else was in the division? We had to call it out. There was a couple geezers that I just had no clue of. I was like, I don't even know who that is. I forget.
Gary Antoine Russell.
Russell. Yeah, he beats him. Yeah, he had him.
Sparks is in that division.
Sparks is the geezer from Australia that fucked up Montana Love. Montana Love's in that division.
Man, yeah, that's why that was one of my.
And we like Montana Love, but he's fucking falling off, isn't he?
That was embarrassing. No, that's another one of them homecoming fights, man. Y'all better just start.
He got fucked up at home. Yeah, and he's going to be fighting on the undercard. Is he on the undercard of? I want to say he's on the undercard with Wood and Lara this weekend, I think. Or it's I just see his name flash up.
He is. Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah. So does Devin Haney beat Montana Love? Yeah.
He can. I mean, he cannot. The thing about that's why I said, man, the prospects on 140 it's rough. Regis Prograis and him are the same size. I think the issue with Haney is for some reason, I thought he was a little bit taller than that. But
me too. I didn't realize he's that short.
No, he's
5'9".
5'8". Regis Prograis is 5'8". Like
no, he's 5'9".
Well, 5'9", even it's a half inch. Like it's not enough of an inch difference where I'm like, I don't know.
Prograis is 5'9" or 5'8".
Devin Haney's 5'9". I don't know about what Prograis is. Are you saying Prograis?
No, I'm saying Prograis is 5'8".
Okay.
Oh, so Devin Haney's just
he's only slightly taller than him, so his arm reach probably isn't. Prograis, I think that's just Prograis to me in that division is. I know he got the Josh Taylor loss, but I think if they run that back, he probably beats him.
Me too.
He is his style is just too. I don't know. It's a rough fight. I think he possibly stops Devin because I think he smashes on the. If he sees Devin hurt at all, he stops him.
It's done.
He can't win that fight.
Yeah. Unless
the thing about it is I started noticing the thing about it is Devin has a bad issue with not moving his head off the center line. It's not a good thing. And you can with these heavy hitters, if he eventually slides to 147,
Even that one's a madder one for him. That one's the maddest. Like,
I know this is the worst comparison.
I wish he stopped growing that he could just stay at 135.
Yeah, because I know this is the worst comparison, but Blood will know what I'm talking about. It's like and I ain't saying his power is negated, but it's like watching Corey Spinks coming up, man.
He's got it.
It's like he has like those divisions. They're not gonna have no power, man. It's gonna be hard.
Yeah. And he keeps willing for it and asking for it. And he's like, when I move up, I got power. He even said he was going to stop Loma. Like, he's got to be settled with the fact that he ain't got the power like that. I've given him time because I saw Shakur having like limited power to growing into. Shakur's got, you can see that he's a hard hitter now. He's a harder hitter. He's fundamentally sound and he can bang. That's why if you put Shakur with Devin Haney, Shakur will beat Devin Haney. Like, Devin Haney hasn't knocked no one out since 2019. It's 4 years ago.
Yeah, you have to have elite, like I said, the Corey Spinks, the reason he survived, his elite level boxing skills. So it's like Haney does certain things that
it's not elite enough. It's not elite though.
Yeah, it's like you're a good boxer, but I think like some of the lessons you would have gotten in Mayweather gym you didn't get, and you left too early because there's stuff you do that I'm like bro, I'm just being honest. Like at 147 is a nightmare for you. Like it's just like it's just not going to be. I don't see him go at like 140. Like I see like Blood saying he makes a pit stop and then tries to go get paid at one like off his name and stuff at 147. But let's keep it real with the young guns. I mean, even though nobody fights anybody at 147, it's a lot of money there. I'm talking about the younger guys. Like, okay, for instance, like right now, I keep it real, and people might say, "Oh, that's bullshit." If he was at 147 right now and he was fighting Stan Jonas, I got Stan Jonas in that fight. Sorry. Because I just think the style is all horrible. He's too big.
Not going to have that size advantage either with those guys at 147. There's guys in there with bigger frames.
They're coming down from 180.
They're huge.
190.
You have a problem dealing with somebody like that who you've not heard nobody at a little weight. Now you have to be supremely. You have to be the speed and
elite.
It's hard road going forward.
That's when you have to be. You've got to now be Floyd Mayweather level because you ain't got the power. So you've got to be Floyd that you just don't get hardly hit. And I don't know by looking at the Lomachenko thing because at that age, Floyd was coming into pretty boy. He already had those tools. So it was like, yeah, this guy's different. This guy's special. Devin's special. Don't get it twisted. But is he different? Is he Floyd Mayweather different? Is he Bud Crawford different? I think Shakur is Floyd Mayweather different. Bud Crawford different. But I don't know if Devin Haney, he's talented, but is he different? Is he that? I don't think he's that guy. So you going up to 140 is problems. You going to 147, más problemas también. More problems.
A lot of problems.
Yeah.
You did just figure a way to, like I said, I wish he would, like you said, I wish he would stop growing because he got a lot of excellent fights, but now it becomes a problem, man. Like you said, the thing about Floyd and even Shakur, which I've seen when he fought Valdez and some of these other fights, they can fight they have so many like Floyd, when people like you just uneducated saying he's a runner, because if you watch his fight, it's literally like 5 different stances. He's in front. Now he's on the rope. Now he's moving over here. I don't really see that with Devin. I seen Devin start going on back foot because he was getting forced to, not because he was choosing to do that. So it's like it's hard. It's going to be hard business. Like a lot of those guys, like I said, I'm not high. I think some of the dudes are unproven, but it's just like they hit too hard. They're big. 147 is a graveyard. As much as I thought Boost was looking goofy, if he fought I'm like, you're having trouble with dudes like that, man. Like easy work. They're just too big, and you can't keep them off you. Like it's funny that Paulie dislikes him, but it's like I ain't trying to say his power is as bad as Paulie's, but still, it's like you going around with Paulie great with no power.
A bit more Paulie. You should embrace the young buck because this you two the same. You know, you don't really are.
That's the funny part. You need to teach him like he got
Yeah,
better
like
feet
to
and
get through
athletic
it.
ability than you, but the power is similar, bro.
Yeah.
It's like I'm sorry, man.
Come on, man. And then yeah, like he said, he'll go up to 140, and if he says he don't like it, he moves back down. He'd be like, gets to 140, like.
Hated it.
If he did that, his career he can fight past 30 years old. There's no natural weight he couldn't stay there.
130.
Yeah, he
No,
would have to somehow.
yeah.
It would be.
I
I
saw
don't see it.
UGC Flame. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't see how he possibly could stay up. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they got it. I don't want to underestimate him. He can get back to 130, but 35. But talking about going to 140 and coming back, why would you come? What do you mean like it? What does that mean?
I don't know. That's what he said. Blood would have heard it because it was on the post-fight presser. That's what he said. I'll go up to 140, see how it is. You know, but I could go back. I keep my belts at 135. I defend them. You know, I'll do whatever's going to make sense. We are, and it's like we don't want to see you boiling down every minute. I don't kill yourself to be 135 because you already said you're tight at the weight. We can clearly see you're tight at the weight. Do you know what he said? I've been 135 since I was 7. I was like, did he get that right? He said since he was 7. You was not 135 pounds, sir, at 7 years old. Maybe you were
facetious messing around, but he's having struggles. I'm sorry. It's not. You can see it visually. He made the weight well, but like I said, bro, I don't know, man. I don't want to see you come down there and then fuck around and lose a fight and be like, oh, I don't want to hear that shit. Because if you stay there when it's clear and obvious that you're having trouble getting down there, it's just going to be an issue. And like I said, you're going to fuck around. You're going to be fucking what's it?
Marcus Burchout.
No, what's that dude? Garcia. It's going to be like Garcia. You got power at 140, then you move to 147, and everybody beats you.
Yeah, I'm just saying that if you stay at 135, you could turn into a Marcus Burchout.
Yeah.
Where you get folded like that vertically. You just like you don't want to be that guy where you've outstayed the weight division for mad long and then you've got no punch resistance. You're fucked up. Just like, yeah, sometimes I know you want the money, and he basically said 135 is where all the money is. We know, but you know, what's the point of having all this money if you ain't got your health? If you ain't going to be able to spend
the main reason they're trying to tag along that is because of the Tanks. Like, man, look, oh my God. I know Tank has had a big showing. I have got to tip my hat. You sold them pay-per-view. You did your thing. But, bro, like, I'm like people mentioning, oh, bring Tank. Like, yo, Tank, the same age Devin Haney just fought fucking Loma. It was the same age Tank first got offered this fight, and the shit didn't happen. So I hope nobody's waiting around for Tank thinking that bag is like generation. I don't think he motivated. Well, not motivated like that, but I'm like, he's making choices. I don't think the money situation is huge. Of course, it matters, but I just don't see where you need to put yourself in the best opportunity to win, and sucking yourself down to try to fight some of these dudes. Like, who's left down there that you want to fight? Shakur. And like I said, I don't even mention Tank. Tank ain't fought nobody on top rank, period.
It's not happening. Yeah.
So it's not going to happen. So who are we waiting for? Because they're going to taunt you about not fighting Tank. Well, Tank should have took care of Loma for you 4 years ago, and then you guys could have had a fight. But you had to take care of Loma because he never fought him.
He didn't want to. He didn't even think about it. He said, "Oh."
Tank Davis and Montana Love is the same age. I don't want to hear shit. And Montana Love is an up and coming young fighter. So it's like, I don't want to hear it, Tank. Don't be waiting around for no Tank. He's not gonna fight you. They're bringing Tank is gonna be going and find Rolly. that because he could only get that belt.
Moving to 140 and do no Rolly either.
No, it's because Rolly got that WBA bullshit belt.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, it will be.
He's a queen. He's a queen.
You dare lose stock like that and go to 140 and fight no Rolly, Devin Haney. Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about Devin Haney. I'm talking about they got him set it over there with Ryan, and they're talking about they're trying to pass around. Look, man, there's only one champion at fucking 140. I don't give a shit about the stripping belts and all that bullshit. Yeah, you're right. Josh Taylor's the one that's undefeated at that fucking weight. And at best, to sit there and be in the weight and call yourself a champion with Josh Taylor and Regis Progress there is fucking embarrassing. If you ain't
Yeah.
fought either one of them, don't claim nothing. Just
Yeah, I
shut up.
know. Yeah, I'm not into Tank doing this bullshit. It was just like to see where he's going next. We kind of know there's going to be a couple rematches. There's going to be Isak Cruz, Rowley Part 2. You know, fucking hell. So shouts out to him though, because I don't really even talk about Tank unless there's a fight. I don't put him in any real matchups. If you notice, I didn't say Devin Haney Tank. He's in his own little fantasy league. You know, he's got his own league. I never put him in the mix. I stopped putting Tank in the mix, I want to say nearly 2 years ago. I used to be like, this one and Tank, Ryan and Tank. I stopped saying that ages ago. Yeah, fuck Tank. Like, I just talk about him when it's time to fight. I like when he knocks people out. Love it, like it. But other than that, he ain't fought no one either. So
yeah, so it's like Haney said, there's only there's one money fight there, and Shakira, and you said you're not fighting him till 147. So
he went, I might fight him at 135, could be at 140, and then we could do it at 147. That's what he said. Kept it vague.
Trifecta. Yeah. We'll see.
We shall see. You know what I mean? Yeah, we shall see. Hopefully, when you get to 147, you won't have a geriatric Spence and Bud still waiting to fight at the age of 45.
If they're still there when fucking man, who? Bud and who?
That would be wait for them.
They fight coming up, then they
they tried to ask Bud.
What happened in June?
March 22nd, at the end of the Loma Haney fight, and Bud went, what's happened in July 22nd? And he went, and then he just went, and every time they tried to ask him about a Spence thing, he just ignored. People need to just let it go. Stop asking the man about that fight.
It's not going to happen.
So embarrassing at this point. It's just, God, my heart hurts. If I die before that fight happens, and that I would absolutely come back from whatever realms I was sent to. Hopefully, it's upstairs, right? I will have to, if they do fight after I die, I will have to come down and haunt one of you lot's couches to fucking come and watch it, because I will be gutted to know that I go to my grave if these two really didn't fight. Nigga. That's when you have to play it. Nigga. For real. Are you not tripping? This has nearly been, how many, by November, won't it be 2 years since Bud had left Top Rank? When it gets to this November, or is it 1 year? Which one is it? 2 years, isn't it?
It's
2 years.
A year right now.
But by this November, it'll be 2 years since he left Top Rank. Because he was...
No, he only had one fight since he left Top Rank.
1
and that
year.
was in June of 2022.
So he lost... No, but he left Top Rank in November. You left Top Rank. You didn't leave top Rank in June that he just fought. He left Top Rank November. When did he leave, Blood? November 2022 or 2021? 2022, innit? 2022.
I believe 2022.
It was last year, was it? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so this year will be fucking a year. Okay. Why do I feel that it's longer? But okay, a year, and yet you lot still can't get the fight on. I'm done. I love Bud, but I'm done. And see them two, just fucking strip them both. I'm at the point where strip them both or champion recess them. Why can't you just put them in champion recess, champion emeritus, or whatever the fucking poxy Latin name it is, emeritus? Put them in that, whatever that is. Let's just keep the division flowing. Take the fucking log away from the flowing water. Let it flow. You're blocking it up like some two old dams. It's long. It's frustrating. But if we don't get that fight, I don't even know why they're just they should both feel embarrassed. And everyone knows I love Bud, but I don't care. That fight can't get made. You should feel embarrassed. You should feel away, because everybody asks you from dusk till dawn all the time. Like, just give us the one final update and say, do you know what? The fight is never going to happen. I would respect that more than go, we talking, we on the phone. Yes, about my family. We talk about it. I don't give a fuck about what you lot do about families. No disrespect. Respectfully.
It's getting to the point their career narrative is going to be that y'all didn't like. Whenever anybody thinks about you, they ain't going to bring up the undisputed. Nobody going to bring up the first thing. Oh, they didn't. It's going to immediately be Crawford Spencer talk. Then it happened.
Yeah, so just let us know it's never going to happen, and I'm cool, and I could put that totally to bed within my heart and my spirit. It's done. But don't keep feeding us like we're some like two cunts fucking telling us, oh yeah, you know, we're doing this and this and this. You're telling me everything. I don't care what you ordered at Amazon Prime. I don't care what your fucking kids eat. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't give a damn. Hey, the worst part, any of these channels that still you.
Yeah, blood. I don't want to see
Bud versus fucking Stiz debates. You are embarrassing. That's an embarrassment.
Don't do no more shows on them. Wasting your time, blood.
I'm wasting my
fantasy matchups.
I haven't said nothing about them in a little while, I don't think.
Yeah, continue to do so, I beg. It's pointless.
Yeah, the only reason we're talking about it because we got guys that possibly are going to be moving into the division, and we're like, are these motherfuckers like you almost Boots probably about to be 30, man. The motherfuckers just stalling out. We got one other. It's like, bro, what is good? Like the division is completely grind to a halt. What's the last fight we had at 147 that we can even think of?
Say that.
I said, what's the last fight we had at 147 that we can even think of where it was like, oh, okay, this is signature.
Bud and Spence.
That's it. And that was, I don't even remember who they fought anymore.
I can't remember. An Avanesian and a Ugas. Ugas was the last fight that Spence had. That was ages ago. And they won't strip him. I've seen him as well. Yeah, he don't look like it too much. Seem like he's in fun fight. Well, if I go by the picture that I saw him with Derek James and Ryan Garcia. God, he's like a little lost hobo. Fucking trainer to trainer to trainer. It's that one. So annoying. Don't think you can go Derek James and think it's Eddie Reynoso. Eddie Reynoso already told you you're lazy. And Canelo said that. Don't think you can hang out with no AJ and Charlo and fucking Spence and just be not turning up in the day. So this is the black people's yard now. We ain't come to play. It ain't no Joe Goose and denim on denim. You know what I mean? You're coming to the trenches. Dallas, Texas. Anyway, Ryan Garcia next. But as I was saying, if I go by the picture that I saw, Spence does look like he's been training because he looks slimmer. And then when I saw him a couple of weeks, but I know, there's angles and that. I don't know. But he looked like he was, he looked like he could possibly be getting ready for a fight. Do I think it's Terrence Bud Crawford? Probably not. Here we come out. One time, Keith Thurman. He's gone quiet as well. We don't hear him running his mouth no more anyway. It's a mess over there, man. 147, very depressing. So it's whatever the weather. I just don't even, to be honest, shouts out to, my colleagues, but when there's the title of an Errol Spence and Bud Crawford on the caption, I can't come over. I can't watch. I can't come to play with you lot. Don't knock my mum's house and say, can Shan come out to play? No, she can't. Not with that caption. I'm not doing it.
They've turned the division into a graveyard. I'm looking at the fucking even though box rates take with a grain of salt. When you look at the names in that division, I don't see how 147 is a glamour division of anything. It's like the people in there. Terrence Crawford, number one. Clay, that's a given. They don't have Errol Spence listed, of course, because he hasn't been fighting. Then you got Virgil Ortiz. Then they got Crowler, Alexa Roach. I'm looking at division like, what? Devin Haney's up in there. It's like top 10 is ridiculous. Rashidi Ellis just got knocked out.
I think that's the next one that Bud's supposed to defend against, Alexis Rocha.
Yeah, that's going to probably be next. Alexa Rocha.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, I guess that's about it.
It's not the business.
Yeah,
they've made it so vacant to the point that even the young dudes haven't been able to establish themselves. It's just a division that's lost right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure somewhere we'll be talking about it. Blood, can you, because I'm wrapping up, so Blood, can you let them know? I do need to, I'm going to check out the blow by blow thing that you did by the way. But can you let everybody know where they can find you? Because you got. Let me take it. I've got 2 channels.
Yeah, for sure, man. Y'all can find me either at Blood Boxing or you can find me at Retro Boxing and Documentaries. And thanks a lot to LadyChann for having me, and I'll be back. You told me to come back Saturday.
Yeah, we're gonna do Saturday. Yeah.
Okay,
we're gonna
so I'll come back on Saturday. And King
Yeah.
of King Boxing, I just subscribed to your page, man, just about 30 minutes ago, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you got to say moving forward, brother.
Shouts out to you, blood.
Shout
Shouts
out
out
to
to you,
both of
blood.
y'all.
And you as well. Love you, blood. In the booties.
man.
Yeah. Salute to Blood Boxing. And then there was 2, Shani and Eddie. Shani and Eduardo.
Yes.
Ah,
Well, say
Shani
good night
and
to everybody.
Night, pretty. Like witches. Yeah, it's just it's great to hear you guys' breakdown. Oh yeah, TBE. Now that you're back, because this guy came in, and TBE, you used to be my friend. You my old black guy from Jamaica, but you're there. You are New York. Yeah, talk to me like that. Wicked, you see, wicked. He told me that I was doing white hoping. Wow. You said I was white open. TBE. We started back in the day, free. Like, I used to jump on my panels, and all of a sudden you turned pretty nasty on me, you old fella. You're the same age as my dad. You are. He said I was white open. Let me see what you got to say. Come on. Let me see if you've woosah'd yourself. Shakur and Tank should fight. The winners fights Haney. Did you watch my rewatch and point score, TBE? Then let's talk about this, wide open. The only way you'll see Crawford Spence if we drag Spence into the ring, kicking and screaming against his will. The fight can be made. Pimp My Sniper. Just suck your mum because you're annoying. Now you're blocked.
Goodbye.
Come back, yeah. It's annoying. The fight won't get made if one fighter did it there. Anyway, you see Crawford Spence. Okay, I said that. Why can you keep repeating? You repeated copy and paste. You must see this, copy and paste. Shannon must see this. All right, I've seen it, love. I've seen it. You said the same thing 5 or 6 times. That's what happens when old. What happens when you get old people around technology? It just fucks up like that. Fucks up. It happens. My mum does it, and it goes wrong as well. It goes pear shaped. So I understand. Old people and technology. But yeah, I guess that was the show. It was a great show. 3 hours and 27 minutes. We covered all topics. Well, the major topic was we covered the Katie Taylor. You weren't here, but we did cover that. We covered Katie Taylor. We had our good old Kenny Ken doing that as well. And and I guess we've got, like I said, Lee Wood against Mauricio Lara. Yeah, on Saturday. That's going to be fun. So you guys come out and hang with me because we did have I enjoyed the Saturday hangout, man. That was quite a lot of fun, actually. It's just free, and he was playing music, he was jamming, chilling, chatting shit. So yeah, that was a good. Go and check out those rewatches and the live watches, guys. Go and watch that. I also got a new playlist now. It's called Chann's, like silly moments or funny moments, because sometimes when I'm editing stuff and I look back on the bloopers or the stupid things I say, I post them usually on my Instagram, and people tend to react to them there. So I thought I'd throw them over as well. So I'm sure I'll say something stupid, maybe something funny. It'll end up there. So check out all the playlists. Oh yeah, you could check out my music as well. It's one of the playlists. Don't really promote that much because I'm really here for boxing. But yeah, you can check out the music as well. The music playlist. What else am I going to say? I just want to think for this week now. Okay. What's today? Monday. Start of the week. Already feels like a Friday. God. Feels like Friday to me. Every day is a weekend. No, it does feel Friday-ish. I'm just trying to think, what can I have in store for you lot? Maybe I'll put a poll. I need to do a members only live. That's for sure. We did the last members only live was all totally about boxing. You guys, if you want to join the Shannaholics, it's a good place to join and come and rock out. We talk about boxing. We have special guests over there. Stuff moves from here to the members only. So if you want to be a Shannaholic, click the link.
Me bar rat-a-tat-a-tat-a brain splatter. What's the matter? Just start it. Don't try. Move the body. Try scatter. Pick pattern up all over your body. Now you bruise and batter. Tap shatter. You never should do a lot.
Yeah. And where are we? The weekly wrap-up Shooty Show. Brown. Yeah. Okay, so I'll think of what I'll do for the rest of the week, because I can't just like leave y'all and be like, see you back next week. One show I could do, but no, I'll think of some bits and pieces to do. There's a lot. I'll think of some stuff. You lot just always stay locked in and locked on to the community tab. You know, I'll always post what's going on there. Don't know, maybe I'll get a guest in for Wednesday. Actually, there was let me just write this down before I forget. Some people I just give up, like, with them. I wonder if I know I'm going to ask to come back as well, because he was there at something. Yeah, we can get back in the building. It's nice to have repeat offenders. But if there's anybody that you would like me to reach out to, like, just holler at me, drop me a message. Also, you can find me on Instagram at LadyChann, LadyChann, and Twitter, same name. All of my social media is the same name. Facebook, Twitch, all of that. So hit me up, follow. If you need to send me a message, only good messages. Don't send me no messages trying to hit me up and move to me, ask me out on dates. It's not happening. It's just to let you know, because you lot be doing this to us women. So if you got any breaking news to tell Shani Annie, shouts out, give me the news. Yeah, and that will be it. But keep it locked in and locked on the community tab. And yeah, you know where to find me. Edward, where can they find you? Do you want to say where they can find you?
King of King Boxing. Spell it straight out. Check me out.
Got it. Shouts out. So
appreciate you. I'm gonna get over and jump off. You have a good night.
Good night. King of King was in the booties. Okay, guys, you've been amazing. Thank you for joining me. You know we're here to tell the truth, nothing but the truth to help me guide.
Colonel Jessup, did you order the code red?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Them can't handle the truth, you know? Them can't handle it, do. But yeah, we're here for knowledge is key.
Knowledge is key.
So if you're going, you know?
So if it one, not bad see nothing because nothing not got one. Lock off your eyes, cough, me make you cough.
Pero recuerda, estoy lista siempre. Ya tú sabes.
Listos pelos chingazos. Listos pelos chingazos.
Oh man, sometimes I just like playing this just for the sake of fucking playing it, because
He's a queen, but this is going to sleep. He's a queen, but this is going to sleep.
You know what we may start. I've got to do my stats, facts, and data. Shouts out to Sporting Icons. We got, maybe I can have that on the phone. Resume deep dives, because sometimes people, you know, you come with your opinions, but
I have opinions just like anyone else. You got opinions. But unlike what you're doing is I bring facts, data, statistics, things you can go look up yourself.
that's right. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Let's go, baby! Let's go!
So, I am that bitch. Always been that bitch. Guess what? Filled out the application with a little old penny. And I got the job. That's why I'm here in front of you guys. So thank you for having me. I am the female Bengali.
It's hype, you suck at life, you don't want a round three. Worship the queen and your mic the pass. Keep it real, these chicks couldn't wipe my anyway, now let's go get Bulgari. I am the ultimate Bengali. These chickens can't even spell that. You hoes bugging, repel that.
You hoes bugging, repel that. All right. Yes, I'll tell you, my sister. All right. I want to let me thank those that was on the panel and that adhered by, they dropped a $5 or a £5 super chat or more to be on the panel, or they were members. And so I'd like to thank my guy Blood Boxing in the Booties. Please go and check out Retro Boxing and documentaries. I am going to actually go and I've got to check out. I'm a bit late. I've been doing other shit. So I do need to go and check out the Muhammad Ali documentary that Blood has. So go and check that out. I implore thee. And when he wants to fuck about, he does his blood boxing where, you know, he'll read you for filth. And that's where the British and Jamaican come in, you know, because Blood, he will read you like a Jamaican. Like, and that's what we do. In the booties. The yardies are in the booties. So, yeah, check that out. I also want to thank my co-host, AJ All Day. In the booties. Check him out on Twitter. Check him out on Twitter, AJ Spay. AJ Spay. Yeah, and he's there. And you'll see him here. Also, my other co-host, Kenny Ken. And you'll find him on Instagram and Twitter, Kenny Ken 1972. In the booties. Shouts out to Ivo rejoining up with the members because you saw that, you know, you was lonely out there. So you're back in the booties in the Ulster. Also, I want to thank... God, I always forget somebody. Oh, yeah. I want to thank King of King. That was on the panel as well. In the booties. You just saw what he had to say. Check him out as well. King Boxing. Who else did not have? Yeah. Well, I just want to thank everybody for the super chats. And, yeah, there is cash apps as well. # LadyChann. I take them even while I'm asleep. So I like waking up to cha-ching. So if you want to see me smile, make me happy, go ahead. Cash apps are in the booties. Oh, God. And I want to just thank all of you lot anyway for rocking. We had a great chat today and the chat was busy. Oh, yeah, I want to thank ALOT for the super chats as well and for calling in. In the booties. My art to the left comes and keeps it a trillion, keeps it a buck out here, yeah? That's what she does. She keeps it a buck. She come and tell you, motherfuckers. Some of y'all come on here, you don't even super chat. You know, you don't even, yeah. I'll told them, yeah. So shouts out to art to the left. And shouts out to all of you lot. So let me read out. I know I have to have a look at the members. My bad if you've just been added or you've fallen off and I've read you, but it will be revised the next time I'm on. So if you got lucky to get a shout out, because I do remember there is some differences. Some people have fallen off, some people have added, but I do have some of them in memory. So let's go. We've got Andrew H in the booties. Monica Boxing in the booties. Ivo in the Ulster. Don, I don't know if you're there, you know. Questionable. Ben Adams in the Buddhism. Stephen T in the Buddhism. ERF Boxing in the Buddhism. I haven't seen ERF for a minute. I hope he's all fucking right. Do you know what I mean? Mark in the Buddhism. Slim Boxing Commentary in the Buddhism. What up, Slim Boxing Commentary? My guy, always such a nice guy. Always leaving nice comments in the comment section. I thank you so much, my Irish hermano. In the Buddhism. Got my Mark Niggity Nash. He was having a good show earlier. I was a bit late. I was listening to his show. Tapping. But, you know, shouts out to Mark Niggity Nash in the Buddhism. I want to shout out Dub Brightside in the Buddhism. I want to shout out, I said R to the left, D-Star Boxing, mi hermano de Texas. Yeah, check him out, D-Style Boxing. The Round Table in the Buddhism. I was a guest on there last week, Thursday, so go and check that out. We had fun. Thank you for having me again. We also have Devil Beats in the Buddhism. Jimmy McClenny in the Buddhism. Ringside Reporter Live. That's Beeb. Go and check him out. Thank you for having me as well. I'm a moderator over there. I need to be over there a little bit more. My bad. But I love you, Beeb. In the Buddhism. Also, the Queen, my sister Lisa Bales, love you. In the Buddhism. Go find Lisa Bales on Twitter. She always, you know, puts out when we're live and stuff like that. Go find Sister Bales. AJR Day. Charlo. Where's Charlo? Yes, you can get. Yes, you can. That is indeed James Rudd. Come through, like woo. You have to donate to the channel, and you know you will be accepted. And make sure it's good ones. You know, because we provide a lot of content. Content. Who else will we have? Oh yeah, upload. I hope Charlo's all right. He did send me a message. I will reach out, and I know he's in Africa. Upload type El Primero. Mi cariño. Pars. In el edificio. Pars. Dr. P, my Welsh brethren in the Buddhism. Ricardo, mi hermano. Pars in the Buddhism. King Boxing. What up, LadyChann? In the Buddhism. Pitbull. Boxing God. Zara. In the Buddhism. What up, King Sports Heaven? In the Buddhism. Ahmed. In the Buddhism. Hector Garcia, mi esposo número uno. In the Buddhism. Zandy. In the Buddhism. Donald Banks DB. In the Buddhism. Conchonnery in the Buddhism. Karma Serene, the Queen, Pars, in the Buddhism. And that's where we shall leave it. Guys, you've been fucking amazing. I've actually been having a lot of fun today on today's topic. Thank you for rocking with the little old me. And please check the community tab. I will definitely be back at some point Wednesday. Don't worry, I have goodies, you know, I'll have treats for you. So anyway, I'm gone. Hey girl, it's LadyChann, rep none less. Come box with Chan. Gyan. It's a weekly wrap up shiggity show. LadyChann is leaving the Buddhism. Can LadyChann fight?